You guys let me know if you got sound now. Let me know if the video's good. I accidentally shut off the sound, but yeah, best thumbnail ever. Listen, real quick before we get into anything, if you're a Fear the Walking Dead fan, you love this episode, you loved every single episode, don't get worried and think, we just started this stream. What you mean, is it over? Don't get worried and think, oh, you know, my opinion's not going to be accepted here, or this is just a bash Fear the Walking Dead. No, we're going to talk about the little bit of pros that I did like. A lot of it, mainly a lot of my likes, did come from Alicia, the actress. I think she, you know, held her own. She did a really good job. There is one negative within her acting that you constantly see with pretty people. She's stuck pretty. You ever see people cry in real life? It's not attractive at all. They make these faces, and the girl who plays Alicia has that kind of stuck pretty look where when she's excited, it's always the wide eyes, never contort the pretty face. It's always like, huh. I think that's my only little nitpick and flaw with the actress. Other than that, I enjoy watching her, obviously. I wouldn't, her acting and her range and all that, that is 100%. And I want to get that out of the way purposefully because a lot of the people that I see tweeting that they loved it are clearly Alicia fans, especially when you see the comments about her other show, The 100, following her over from Fear. And this is where it gets into the territory of, if you are a nutso, what's her name? Alicia Denham Carey or whatever. If you're a nuts fan for her, there might be some bias there. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing because, like, I'm a massive Norman Reedus fan. He's on The Walking Dead. He's done other shit before. Ever since I saw him in Boondock Saints, oh, I'm going to watch 999, even though it's a shit movie with, you know, and they just use him in the trailer as clickbait, essentially. But I have that bias. Like, oh, yeah, I like his parts because you like them. So if you're a huge fan of her, I don't expect you not to like this episode. My problems with the episode stem from the story. The story's just something I cannot get past. I left my notebook over there. You're going to have to take my word for it. So, yeah, let's get that out of the way right now. This isn't a space where it's like, oh, you loved it? Well, fuck you, I hate you. If you love it, tell us why you loved it. That's what's up. After this goes live, because they erase the comments, please, if you're watching this after it's live, leave a comment and give us your perspective on what you loved about it specifically. And I'm more curious about the story. If you love Alicia, yeah, I can see that, and there's no real depth to dive into there. If you just, you know, because actors can be very charismatic, even in their performance as a fictitious person. So I got you. I understand that completely. But when it comes to the story, that's where my curiosity is. I really want to know which parts you love and why. Not to pick on you, to change perspective. And I will gladly tell you why this is the nail in the coffin. This episode, quite frankly, the moment where Alicia said, I'm out of here, I cannot stick with this group, that's when I knew I will most likely stop reviewing this TV show in season 4 unless they change the showrunners and season 4 is like the trailers insanely, oh my god, like do not miss that. Don't worry though, I'm already looking at the material that's gonna start filling the void if we skip Fear the Walking Dead next year. But and then the last thing to get out of the way before we dive into my first impressions, if you're new here, we're going to do first impressions for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to dive into your thoughts and opinions, the fan feedback from the comment section. So, and if you don't want to go over the fan feedback, you can bounce when I'm done. I'll let you know when I'm done with the first impression review. So, let's dive in with the first impression review. The episode, I had massive amounts of excitement and hype going into this episode. Last episode I really liked a lot, and I liked this idea of this no way out situation happening, this herd coming through the camp. I like this. The ranch needed a shakeup. This is something I wanted and I was excited about. Even in the very beginning, we get Nick telling Troy, And it's funny because when Troy was saying Jake was a good person, good people can't survive in this world, I instantly was like, come on, writers, that's what fans always say. You don't ever want to put like that meta shit in there too much, because now it'll just be like, again, with the good people always die, and then you get Nick going, shut up. He didn't die because he was good. He died because you did something stupid. You know, you brought a herd. I loved it. Great opener. And then even afterwards, he said in that whole spiel, and if those people die down there, they're not going to die because they're all good. They're going to die because we failed them. Da 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 da. That opener had me hooked. I was like, I like that part Nick did. Let's go into this. And then we get into it, and we have the situation that I loved. The concept, and that's probably why I'm so furious with this episode, because the concept of running out of air was something I was like, oh, we're going to have some fun with this episode. I like this idea. Love the idea. Running out of air, too many people are breathing. You get the people who are bitten, you kill them, and obviously you give that scene to Alicia because this is a character you want to build up. And I'm on board all the way at this point. Really like it, really dig it. I think there was one huge flaw that I'm shocked stupid the writers didn't pick up on and change that. When the people were giving themselves up that were bitten, I am shocked that they didn't have a powerful moment where someone stands up, because they had that moment where they said, well, we need more time. Someone stands up. They talked about the morphine. They talked about the morphine saying, oh, you're going to be in heaven before you get to heaven. But no one stood up and said, listen, your family will die down here. There was people there with husbands and kids. Your family will die. Like, that is a huge emotional aspect to put in the story. Like, if I'm in that situation, and if Juliet had a mother and the mother's with Juliet down there and I got bitten, and I'm like, you know, if I don't do this, my daughter most likely will die, you know, or this isn't going to help out. I don't know. Such a huge thing to neglect. I felt in that moment I was expecting some emotional, because again, and I'm hyped up off of the concept. I love the concept. One really pitfall in it though. So anyway, we have the two going up to I guess there was a zombie in the ventilation fan. I kind of lost interest around that point in time. It was my brain was on autopilot. I see them get the zombie out. They fell down. It looked like Ophelia was going to get bit, but she didn't. A lot of fans are messaging me saying they're not sure if she got bitten or not. I don't think they would put that in there that she did. If she did, I think she would have revealed it. She kind of has that edge about her now. I really like the reunion stuff with Danny, like her having the emotional moment. At first I was afraid she was going to harden up and do something stupid like, I don't want to meet him, he's dead to me, some dumb shit like that. So I was really relieved where she broke down and showed that emotional moment. I'm digging that. And again, I really like the actor who plays Danny. I loved him in The Super from back in the 80s, I think. And then there was he was Danny in Predator 2, you know, so this is a guy going way back that I like his charisma as an actor. So I'm digging it. Then we get into probably the biggest sin would happen to be the air. The air runs out. Oh, you know what? No. Before we get into that, this is huge. This highlights a big problem I have with getting invested in the writing. Alicia is talking to that older woman, and they're having a moment. And at that point in time, I thought, this is why I cannot connect to the writing. That older woman should have been someone they developed as someone who got close to Alicia since they got to the ranch. This should be someone who's fully developed, and they're going to die in an emotional moment. Because here they got this character, they're in a rush, all right? And as a viewer, you already got us going. We're in a rush. Time's running out. Whoop-de-whoop. And you got these idiots in the vent, and they stop to chit-chat. Already I'm getting frustrated with the writing. Because, again, as a viewer, we're rushing. Let's go. You know, get to the thing, unclog it. You have characters stop and talk. Never do that when you got a ticking clock. Ticks viewers off, you know? But then you got the people down in the cell. They start chit-chatting, the older lady and Alicia, and that should have been a character that was building the bond because they had a nice moment. I like that. I like that back and forth. Alicia opened up some. Great moment. And then the action kicks off, right? The action was a huge sin all in itself. The cuts and the bullshit. You don't even know what's happening. It had to have been one of the worst, and I don't know who to blame. Is it the director? Is it the editor? Because you would imagine if the director filmed it in a way where you don't need to make these jarring edits and the camera's shaking all over. I'm serious. This is one thing. You can disagree and give all your opinions on everything else, but if there's anyone out there that says the action scenes were smooth and clear, and I just flat out no. There's just no. They were shaking the camera. You barely saw the hits. You saw, like, this person got hit. There's a zombie over here. It's black and that, and she's already killed this one. Garbage. And that's a huge problem with Fear the Walking Dead, is you have these moments that build up, and then they get in some of these action scenes, and it's as if, I don't know if it's the editor or the director, but it's as if they can't handle it. They just can't do it. They can't rock out with it. And they either shake the camera, goes dark, or weird edits. All right, so... I needed that. I need to chug it, but I want to keep talking. So we got this scene where she's grabbing the old lady, and pulling the old lady, and everyone's turning into zombies. And I'm rushing to get to this moment because this moment was a huge missed opportunity. Right when she grabs the old lady, I'm thinking, oh my God, you guys are genius. She's going to grab the old lady and try to pull her to safety, but she gets overwhelmed by walkers, and the old lady starts getting eaten up. Imagine how just gut-wrenching that would be. She has this moment, and that's why I said you need to build a character up with Alicia over the course of this season, right? Have that old lady be a character that's built up this season. Friends, and she's like a mentor and helpful and understanding to Alicia, someone she can lean on, talk to, just here and there. Nothing major, but at least put her in sporadically throughout the episodes as someone she can lean on. Then she wakes up from the air automatically, reviving her and her alone. Yeah, we'll get there. And she grabs the old lady and she starts dragging her to safety. And then you see a zombie coming. Maybe she even has to put her down and stab a zombie, stab another one. She grabs her again. Hell, give her a handgun. She's trying to pull her, but she can't. She's not strong enough to pull her faster. She shoots one, shoots another. One zombie grabs her, and it gets to the point where you're building up the tension, and then the teeth sink in. One bites the old lady, and she still doesn't want to give up. She's screaming no, maybe even have some tears. It's an intense moment, and then it's over. The zombies overwhelm her, and she breaks down, and this is where she grabs the gun, like looking through bullets in the magazines. There's nothing there. She's throwing them down. She finds a magazine with a clip in it. She puts the mag in, and she just lets off. Angry, pissed, furious, ferocious Alicia just unloads on the walkers, right? That is what I'm thinking right when she starts dragging the old lady. I'm thinking this is set up to be something epic. And it's not. She just drags the old lady away, and then she gets the gun and pop, 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 pop. And it's like, yeah, that was average, but okay. So right in this story, we have a setup that seemed intense. And this is why, another reason why it's not pulling me in, because it seems intense. But we just essentially have Nick and Troy just piss around for a while until, his mommy saves him. And then you got Alicia in this moment where two people crawl up in a vent, unclog one walker, and then in the basement area, you got Alicia who starts nodding off. She has all those moments. I don't want to repeat myself, but everything we talked about, everything that happened, she starts to nod off a little bit, wakes up, and she has that moment, and then she's saved by her mom and all that. Again, another out of nowhere save, right in the nick of time. And originally I did think, I honestly thought, when she stabbed the one zombie and it fell on top of her, I honestly thought that everyone would, or some half would die and turn, and she would slowly wake up, realizing that the zombies are eating everybody, right? Because she was covered, she's the only survivor. And then I'm thinking, okay, that at least, even though we're annoyed, oh my God, she's the only one who survived, it explains it because the zombie was camouflaging her. For those who were going to scream, no, that would never work because of whatever, there was no guts, yada, yada, yada. It's the attention. If the zombies don't smell a human because they're already smelling all the dead people and all the fresh blood that they're eating and whoop-de-whoop, if they're already doing that shit, if you don't move or draw attention, you will be camouflaged. That's the rules in the world of The Walking Dead. Look at Michonne. She didn't put any guts on. She cut off the 2 arms, and look at season 4. She was walking with them. This is the lore. These are the rules in the world of The Walking Dead. So she would have been totally safe and a believable sole survivor. But now she's just a sole survivor because, you know, she's the pretty lead. And she has a lot of fans from the 100, and she's never going to die. Probably ever. She's the Daryl Dixon, just based off of popularity, because she's a huge fan base from the 100. And I mean huge, not like, you know, I don't even know who's, not like, you know what I mean. She's big. She's respectfully big based off of that fan base. She has a good, respectable chunk of fans. Absolutely. I don't mean huge as in like the biggest, you know, name. She's still climbing the ladder, but definitely want to show respect there. Don't want to downplay it or underplay it or whatever. So you have this sole survivor. Her mom shows up, and then they get to the point where at this point in time, I'm not giving up on the show, but I'm underwhelmed. And then the mom says, we found the place, and it's the dam. And guys, go back to all my other videos. What was I saying? You got the dam. You got the dam. And the one thing I couldn't figure out, what would they do with the story? What, I mean, you would have to, I feel like I'm pretty damn creative. I'm cocky when it comes to being creative. And I feel like you have to be. Would you want a story from me if I was not confident that it was a fun or interesting or a suspenseful story? So if you're like, yeah, Ronnie, you're a cocky and you're an asshole for that, you need to be, because if I wasn't confident in what I can, the story I can tell, you shouldn't buy my shit. You know, you shouldn't give me a job. You shouldn't hire me. You shouldn't believe in me. So yes, you should be confident. I'm pretty confident creatively in writing something down, but the whole dam idea, leaving the ranch and going to the dam, I'm not kidding. I was a little like, wow, what would you do in that case? What good story could you pull out of that for all the characters? And I think that's why the writers force characters away, because it would take real, and it's hard to say hard work because it's not manual labor, but as a writer, so to speak, that's a difficult story to craft. All those characters going to the dam, yeah, that's pretty difficult. So you split them up, because now you could go, oh, but we're going to do this. Now you're sprouting fresh ideas. If you need to force these characters apart in order to continue to easily tell the story, just take them out of the damn dam. The damn dam. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just take them out of that damn dam. Take them somewhere else, because now we have Alicia who's like, yeah, your way's not going to work, Mom. And I'm sorry, I didn't buy her bullshit excuse. Her mom is living by any means necessary. Her mom, well, I was going to say her mom didn't cause this, but in actuality, her mom's stupidity did. If she would have killed Troy, gotten it over with, they probably wouldn't have had this trouble. But here's the only problem. Troy's seen that group coming, that herd coming. So there is a possibility he only, you know, sped it up. He only helped in a little bit, you know, moderately. I give him full blame. But if you want to kind of debate that and say that he didn't help all the way, they were going to find them no matter what, he just kind of moved them along, okay, you could debate it all you want, but I think that he's fully to blame. Madison being dumb and letting him live, especially after he tried to kill her in her sleep. He's a psycho. There's no real connection between those characters for them even to help each other out, you know? And then, yeah, so it's just a damn mess. But Alicia doesn't know all this. Alicia's not privy to all this inside craziness that her mom's doing. Some of it, yes, but not enough to say, see, Mom, all these decisions you made are absolutely wrong. Her mom's just surviving by any means necessary, so to speak. And she's like, yeah, fuck my family. This is the apocalypse. I might never see you again, even though you point out where it is on the map. You might get attacked by a group or this and that, or I don't know, get sick. It's the apocalypse. If you get sick, you die. Anything could happen, but I'm going to go off on my own. I got one solid episode where I can now be a badass, and, you know, my mom doesn't have to tell me what to do, and I can run my own shit. So it's not like I'm going to go with her, but kind of still do my own thing. Nope. I'm going to leave altogether. I'm going to honor Jake or whatever. Rest in peace, sucker, you know, and I'm out of here. I'm going to go do my own thing. That was the point in time when they split the characters up, because now they have her mom saying, you know, go with Troy and go hunt her down or keep an eye on her, keep tabs on her. That was the point in time where I said, I can't do this anymore. Fear the Walking Dead and the writers, they if you like what they're doing, that's fine. I'm not saying that they're bad, they're wrong, and I'm right. That's not what it is. But I am drawing a line in the sand and saying, and I even hinted at this before, we had this conversation before, the story they want to tell is just something that's not interesting to me. The way they tell the story, the elements, how they build their characters, how they film it, how they edit it, it's not my cup of tea, and it never will be. Now, I don't know if in season 4 the new showrunners will come in and change things up and do it differently. If the new showrunners come in and they do a lot of different ideas like I talked about, that would be more enjoyable, like adding tension to scenes, having these characters that actually mean something and not some random old lady in this one episode. You know, when it comes to the editing and the directing, if it's not all crazy, you can't even see. It's not a martial arts action movie. You know, there's no Tony Jaa here. Is that his name? He's not going crazy, kicking ass. There's zero reason to do a scene where you're fighting zombies that don't run, they're not fast zombies, and you're shaking the camera and you're having these edits to where you can't even see who's getting hit until the final blow has been delivered. There's no excuse for that at all. It's not that kind of movie. It's not a martial arts movie. Just no. So that's where it is for me. I don't know. I'm like I said, this is pretty much the last straw. There's only one more episode, so I'm going to run it out, but there's a really good chance I'm probably not going to be covering Fear the Walking Dead. Or, I don't know. This is rough because, again, they're changing showrunners. If they weren't changing showrunners, I would tell you now, I'm 90% not going to cover it in season 4. It's just not something I'm going to do. But since they're changing showrunners, I don't know if I should say that, because there's a chance they could come back with some really ass-kicking trailer, you know? And again, too, if you love it, if you love Fear the Walking Dead, you know, share why. That's what's up. By no means think you shouldn't love it. If you genuinely love it, that's fine. Do it. You have to understand there's different tastes. Just like you might like, you know, your cheeseburgers with onions and ketchup and mayonnaise, and someone else loves them with just ketchup and mustard. It doesn't mean you guys should fight in the parking lot. That's stupid. So if you love it and I hate it, it's fine. Share what you love about it, and then maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle. Because I definitely think there's some clear flaws. Even if you love it, there's absolutely some clear flaws with this, especially the storytelling. Now, if you look back just at that one example of her pulling the old lady to safety and whatever, honest, in your opinion, do you honestly prefer how it was, or would you prefer something, and it doesn't have to be what I described, use mine as an example, but would you prefer if they had the character building a bond so it was more emotional for us? Would you prefer it to have more tension in that moment and just draw out some gut-wrenching scene from that character? Again, it doesn't have to be the way I said it. If you think of a different scene, just adding the tension and doing something, like, which one would you prefer? And put that in the comment box now. How it was, or, you know, more tension, or maybe the way I described it. If you would like that better, you let me know. But I think that's pretty much everything. I set my notebook down, so I don't think I missed anything. But we're gonna go into the comments now, some of the fan feedback, and see what oh shit, I forgot to record that. I got some people sending Walking Dead shirts. I think they're Walking Dead shirts. We might open them up if you guys want me to. We'll open them up in the fans section. But now I want to hear your thoughts and opinions as it stands for covering it next season. We have some time until we know, because there's some changes I want to make, and there's some content that I know you guys will love. I already started putting together an example script, or like the first draft script of the 3 parts it would go into, like a new series that you guys would just love, because it has facts in there that I have never even heard of before, and it has to do with Walking Dead. There's Walking Dead ones. We could cover Fear the Walking Dead, but if I'm telling you right now, if we cover it, most likely the first thing I will do is a in-depth analysis and breakdown to fully understand why, like in detail, why season 1 didn't work as much, or for me, as much as I thought it was going to, but why I still really enjoy season 1 for what it is. If I stand back and I say, okay, this is just a zombie story, not because I was expecting the breakdown of society, heavily. I didn't know they were going to do that time skip and all that. I didn't know they were going to hide in a barbershop and just peek out to riots. I mean, I could see that in pretty much anything else, I didn't do anything new and fresh, but for a zombie story, it's okay. I like season 1. Season 2 is where it falls apart for me completely. Season 3 is a little bit different. It has moments I really, really genuinely love, and then it has a lot of just rock bottom moments that I just can't get sucked into. So you guys let me know, and let's dive into the questions. So if you're here only for the first impression review, that's gone. We're going into the fan feedback, and we're going to hear what you guys have to say. Oh, about the thumbnail, before we get into it, this is what I was holding. It looks like shit, doesn't it? Check this out. Poo dough. My daughter wanted it. It was like one of those gimmick things at like a dollar store. This is disgusting. It even comes, because we were going to play a trick on, it even comes with a mold to mold a turd. This is the Fear the Walking Dead writer's room. The turd molder. Anyway, yeah, so that's not a real turd. I would imagine most people would know that's not a real piece of shit I'm holding up. So let's see what you guys have to say. What am I doing here? Check that. Hold on, let's check this out. There we go. All right. Oh, and if you guys, I see a lot of people are talking to each other. That's awesome. If you guys want to have a question answered for me, directed at me personally, put Q&A first thing in your comment. It's just easier. You don't have to. It's just easier for me to find it, And again, we're not going to get to be able to find everybody's comments. There is that super chat to help the channel. And again, don't get mad at me. YouTube designed it. That's essentially, it's like... if you definitely want your question answered, or you definitely want to say something, throw a super chat up. That's the gimmick. Anyway. Joshua says, I actually love Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah, it has a few rough episodes, but it is not that bad. To be honest, I agree. Alicia leaving was dumb as fuck, but I don't blame her. I bet she smelled that Jake BS a mile away. Well, see, that's another problem I have with it. With the BS and the line between characters, it just gets to be a headache. But she didn't say, and to be honest, I don't know how I would have reacted if she just stood back and she said, this is bullshit. I get fed nothing but lies. This is fuck you, There's no way in hell Troy saw it and saved us. I'm not buying that bullshit for a second, If she would have started her rant kind of sort of there, I don't know. I might have felt different because I was thinking the same thing. And again, this is something that on the flip side irritates me too, because the actor playing Nick has good charisma. He's got great on-screen presence, Great charisma to just get a connection without even good writing for the character. Alicia's really similar with that as well. The only problems I have is the nitpicky stuff that most people don't give a shit about. Most people really don't, and I don't blame them. There's shit that doesn't bother me, like pet peeves, that bother other people. It's fine, but had she would have done some flipping out shit like that, I don't know. I probably would have been like, well, yeah. However, her reasoning and what she says to her mom, it just adds up to the writers are forcing the split because this is the way to tell the story. And again, it gets into the big problem is there's definitely a better way to polish this to get Alicia separated. You could have polished this story in in a multiple different ways to get that character separated without having her just come out and be like, you found a new location, my whole family's going in the apocalypse. Like, Jordan, who said that? Joshua, I ain't leaving my family. I'm not leaving them, not in the apocalypse. And I don't give a shit about a character who does, especially that. Like, if it was a family, like, that beats you and does all this nasty shit and they just assholes. Like, if Daryl Dixon had his family there and he's like, I'm out of here, you bunch of assholes. I'd be like, yeah, Daryl, there's that clear reason. But the problem with the writer's room is they want us to enjoy characters on this side, but also conflict with characters on this side, but they're all good guys. It's not like having a clear villain. If they would have came out and Madison is 100% clearly the villain, absolutely, you might even start to feel a little bit different, because now we know. And they should have. Honestly, they should have. If Madison was definitely the villain, which sometimes she could be villain-like, you know? But she would have to do things that require certain characters to go. Like, if she was the villain, she should have killed Walker. It took his gold. Halfway through the trip, almost, there, when he said, you know what, I'm going to throw you out. When he turned around, she should have killed him if they wanted her to be the villain. And that way, if she's the villain, we get it. I mean, damn, that's your mom? But man, she's a villain, motherfucker, So, I don't know. Now I'm talking myself into it, and I'm like, I would have liked that. Full-blown villain for Madison, and have her kids, like, that's still their mom, But she's the villain. She still loves them in the messed up mom way, and they want to kind of stay close, but they want to distance themselves. Already, now you may be more irritated, because now I think there's better material, and they're not doing it. Anyway, definitely I appreciate I appreciate your thoughts, and thanks for sharing. I'm glad you like it. We need people to like it and watch it. And again, don't get it twisted for anyone who thinks I don't want you to like it either. I want as many. If I'm the only person who doesn't like it, that's fine with me, because it means it's going to get another chance at a season. And even though it wasn't my cup of tea for 3 seasons now, I want to see if they're going to do something new and different and unique and interesting for season 4. If season 4 is, whoa, my God, just, whoa, I love this season, then I'm fine with just watching season 4 on, Alan, with a super chat. Thank you very much for the support, buddy. Respect for holding a piece of shit for the world to see. If I were Alicia, I'd leave too. If she leaves now, maybe she can get the good show next season. That'll make someone happy. Oh, thanks for the super chat. I don't think they're going to put her in the good show, though. Because most people want her to be in the good show to be the villain. The Lydia villain. Well, you guys know what I mean. The Lydia character. All right, let's back it up. Get a couple of these questions. Fora asked, are you harsher over The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead? I would have to say equal. Well, then again, we're going to have Fear the Walking Dead fans go, nope, you're harsher over Fear, you're harsher over Fear. And that's simply not true. If I don't... Fear the Walking Dead is like a 2 out of 10 in my book. The Walking Dead is like an 8.5 out of 10 in my book. Yes, I will talk about more negative stuff with a show that's 2 out of 10 or whatever. When it comes to the story, I have a whole series, especially I was just saying, I'm tweaking this series. When I release this series of the deep analysis of the episodes and the season and the story, wait till I get to season 4. I'm telling you, there's some of you that will, even if you hated The Walking Dead season 4, you might even fall in love with it all over again, because the stuff they got in there, having the theme of the first half of the season, especially having that theme represented in the very first episode, and then slowly sowing that seed all the way to the very end of the season, well past the time where they completely destroyed that theme, and then you see it come back again. Just little moments like that. It's just fantastic. So again, I talk more negatively about Fear because I think it is a lesser quality show. So if you go on that comparison, then you have to say. But I feel like I go into it watching it, both of them, not holding anything against either one. You go into it watching it. Did I enjoy it? Yes or no? Just look back on the shit I talked, the shit I gave The Walking Dead for season 7 and the structure. And this is where it gets rough, because right now, it's an honest opinion. The best thing for me to do is to lie, and I think I spent, is to lie and say I loved Fear the Walking Dead. That's the best thing for me as a reviewer on YouTube. You know why? Because if I constantly say I love it, and even when an episode that is terrible plays, and I'm like, well, it wasn't that great, but it was still good, this interesting happened, the only reason I would do that is to hopefully get stuff from AMC. I'm not doing that. Listen, I'm here. If AMC wants to send something to help promote The Walking Dead, I'll take it. If they don't, I'm happy with doing either or, as long as my integrity and honesty stays intact. And you can look back at my videos and see I don't pull any punches. I mean, I love Skybound as a company. I love them, respect them all. And if they hate my guts for some of my honest opinions or first impression opinions about some business decisions or some things, and keep in mind, there's only been, if you're new to that situation, there's only been 2 or 3 things, comic-wise or releases or different variants that I disagreed with. Other than that, I think the company makes fantastic decisions and choices, except for I think they really need to get on the character releases for the comic series, because a lot of fans are starting to think that they're get rid of them. But I just feel like you got to just do honesty first. Let me go right into some other questions. Chris Rambo said, Ronnie, just let them continue to make Fear and then we can have a new show to enjoy. I'm going to have to say no. You could keep writing Fear for everyone else who enjoys it. I don't have to watch it, but I don't want them to put a new show on. We already have people, even before The Walking Dead, there's already been loads of people who constantly complain there's too much zombie shit. And I get that's one thing I just get furious, where people legitimately, if they just say it to troll, I don't care. But if they legitimately believe there's too much zombie material, I just get frustrated. We got so many different superhero movies. Nobody ever says, okay, that's it. They're like, oh, new superhero, let's do something else. Anyway. Yeah, that's how I feel. If Fear the Walking Dead wants to stay on and do its own story, then that's fine, but I don't want a new show. I don't at all. If it would have to be something completely different, like a little mini series that's like a webisode that's, I don't know. And even then I'm iffy. Demo12 talked about liking Alicia and the character and everything like that, and yep, I think that's cool too. But as far as developing the characters, what they had for Alicia in this episode, at least up until that one point where I just said, oh, you're splitting them up, I'm not arguing there. I agree with you. I'm in full agreement. But where I disagree is for me, it's not interesting to say, here's character development, and still have just a story that just falls apart, especially moments where, yeah, it's acceptable. They're losing air and she's the only one who survives, coincidentally. That's fine. But if you look back on it, they could have ramped up so much of the excitement, so much of the tension, and still done exactly what they wanted to do. But just by polishing the script a little bit and adding tension and stuff like that. For me, when I'm watching it, I feel like the people writing it just assume they're running out of air. That's enough tension. They're zombies. That's enough tension. I don't get the vibe of people who go, you know what? Okay, we're going to get the fans to think that time's running out. You got the air. Boom. Here's another threat. Here's another thing. Here's another thing. And then you ramp up the tension, and at the last minute, you give the audience a reward or some release or some relief, One real quick funny thing. Someone posted, when they were running out of air, couldn't they have just shot through the door and make a couple bullet holes? And I got to go back and look, but they probably could have done that, right? A zombie's not, 1 or 2 bullet holes in that door is not going to hurt much. The people could have alternated, form a line and go up to the door, Then again, you'd probably gag. I'm sure there's zombies pounding on the door, but still, my point is, they're already pounding on the door. They're not going to pound any harder because you shot a couple bullet holes. They already followed you in there. They're maxed out as far as pounding. You put a couple holes like in the corner, one here, and it's probably going to be fresher air. Maybe even on not on the floor. Blood and stuff will come in just from them being crushed. Anyway, all right, Ronnie. Do you think it would be a good idea to have a time limit for every question? Sometimes you ramble. Yeah, I don't know. I do definitely ramble, but no time limit. Listen, if I'm rambling, I'm sure there's at least like half, maybe 4 out of 10 of them that I could definitely trim. However, there's going to be a lot where all of that is what I want to talk about. But I'll get a dinger, a little timer where I can set it for every question. I honestly enjoyed this episode. I think Nick and Troy were very fun to watch together, although I like how Alicia was slowly waking up and started to see all the walkers around her eating the others. Yeah, I like some of that. Definitely a little bit of that. Again, I'm a concept fan, love it, but I really think, again, they stopped at that's scary, that's enough. That's just how it came off for me. Why is everyone not using the guts trick? Every time I'd go out, I'd use it. Next week, Nick teaches Troy the guts trick. Should be awesome to do that episode. I wrote that on the notebook too. When Troy and Nick were first going in, I was like, why don't they just swoop in, take a walker, go out, and then apply guts? This stuff irritates me. And yes, that's a con. They could have easily done that, and then they could have just walked to wherever they wanted to go, and they would have been fine. They could have even stabbed one in the helicopter and started pulling him halfway in, gut his head, covered them up. They could pretty much do anything. Dylan asks, what do you think the season finale will be like? I can't see anything big or shocking going to happen. Am I wrong? Well, we have a 2-hour finale, which means they have to, before they end the season, they have to give us a hint at what the future story will be like for Alicia, and then Troy and whatchamacallit. So let's say Troy and Nick run into another group while they're trying to keep tabs on Alicia, and Alicia stops somewhere and they hint that she's going to become part of something else. Again, I'm not saying it's a group or maybe a different storyline, but back at the dam, with a 2-hour episode, they might be able to give us a good chunk of a hint. With the dam, there's conflict there, so it would be redundant, I think, to have the dam be overtaken by the mob, because then you got the mob of people, they overtake the dam. If they want to get rid of the dam storyline, most likely they'll wait till the premiere of the next episode. However, being so close together with losing the ranch, it might come off as extremely repetitive. So the dam is probably where we'll see a little chunk of story, but most of the new potential, it rests between the characters that left. And again, that's why it comes off to me as lazy writing, because there's nothing interesting going on at the dam right now. So why are we there? Why is it even in the story? Go out and do the interesting story, but we'll see where it goes. Let's see what else we got. Jordan asks, why is everyone... Nope, we already did that one. Ronnie, why are people okay with cursing on the show but don't want any boobs? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm probably on their side. I really don't. Unless it's stuff that's in it, If you see a naked zombie walking around once in a while, all right, I don't care about that. But if you're going to stop the story just to show TNA for 2 or 3 minutes, I'll tell you right now. And I think that's because maybe you're older. Maybe when I was younger, I'm more curious. I'd be like, that's fine. But now, as I'm older, I'm like, if I want to see it, I'll go get it. I don't waste my time on a zombie show. I want the story. You know what I mean? Especially, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. So, I think, no boobs. Curses, yes. Boobs, no. Are you ever amazed at how 200 people are currently watching you talk about a TV show right now? Oh, I think that's awesome. That's actually the biggest we've had. I think it's the shit turd. That's the biggest we had, right? We usually have like 140, maybe less. I think it's that asshole holding a piece of shit. Everyone's like, what? All right. Seriously, Siri, these 2 episodes were best Fear ever. I can't agree with that. The Walking Dead season 7 was terrible. The first 2 seasons of Fear were horrible. They really stepped it up, and now Fear is better. That's fine that you feel that way. I can't agree with that at all. I would be absolutely interested to hear what about a story that is almost completely lacking of tension. They only had tension in the one moment where it's like, oh my God, the air's running out. Everyone's going to turn. But then when you realized, oh, she just gets up and fights them. she's not going to die. There's no tension. There's no suspense. They're not going to kill her like that. You know, they're not going to kill the other characters trapped in a helicopter. Again, there's no tension. There's no suspense. And they didn't even go all out to make it all that interesting. So that's why I say, what is it that makes it the best for you, you know? Because I would like to know. That was Ronnie's so good. He can ramble on about something for a long damn time. That's a talent. Must run out of shit to say. Not Ronnie. He can go on for hours. Hell yeah. I'll go on for hours. I go on for hours. When was the first you realized that The Walking Dead was not on the level of God or... wait, hold on. Let me scroll down. When was the first time you realized that The Walking Dead was not on the level as GOT or BBB? I'm not even getting into that. See... I've talked about this previously. I don't get into the whole GOT is better and Walking Dead is better because I call bullshit on that. Listen, I enjoy GOT a lot. I give it a lot of praise in Season 7 when a lot of people were shitting on it. But it has its absolute problems. Me right away, there's a lot of silly shit in it too. A lot of silly shit. Me right away, when you insert magic in anything, you've already used a cheat, in my opinion. And they did. Oh, look at the most important character die. Just kidding. Like, that is so weak and sad and pathetic. But I don't care because I love the guy, you know? I love the guy. But I have no problems in saying that is sad and pathetic. Are there moments where the writing is like triumphant? Yes. Yeah. The Hodor. I told my brother, I was like, bro, hurry up and binge it. Get to that moment. And again, as someone who loves looking at the writing aspect because I'm writing my own stories, you inserted this name and then you came up with this backstory to it that was emotional and impactful and you waited. They didn't drop any hints. They didn't dilute it. You waited and I loved it. So amazing. But yeah, I don't fall into that because people think you need to pick sides. I won't ever compare Breaking Bad with The Walking Dead because it's, and this is again my perspective, and I know it's really different than others, but zombie shows you can compare. It's a real type of world. I would never compare Breaking Bad with Game of Thrones. How can you compare something that's so realistic with dragons and magic and shit like that? Like if someone said, hey, which is better, Lord of the Rings or Breaking Bad? And I'd be like, what? Why? I don't know. I know which one I enjoy better. But when it comes to the writing and the storytelling, yeah, that gets hard. I quit the show after Travis died. All right, we got to scroll down to the bottom because it goes like this. So if we skipped over your question, just let you know we had to go all the way to the bottom. YouTube does that, and then I can't scroll back up. Why haven't we seen any zombie midgets or naked zombies on the main The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead? It's based on this world, right? Yeah, it's based on this world. Why haven't we seen any zombie midgets? Isn't midget like not a nice word to use? I forget. I don't know all the politically correct stuff. Now our naked zombies on the main show. Hey, we're gonna have a little person. I believe that's what the politically correct term is. I have no fucking idea. We have a little person in Doomsday Kingdom, issue number 2. They're not a zombie though. Naked zombies on the main show. Oh, naked zombies because you can't show that. You just can't show it. Not on AMC. When it comes to like little people, I think I've only ever seen one, and I've been multiple different states. I've been in cities, urban areas. I've been around. I haven't just been living in a country where I see, 12 people for years. I've been in highly populated areas, in and out, whoop-de-whoop. I've probably only seen a handful of little people, So if you think about the world of The Walking Dead, and I don't know about the percentages, maybe they can have one here or there. I think the reason they don't do it, though, is they maybe feel like some of it's a little gimmicky. The nudity we know they just can't show, Do you think Nick made a right choice by lying to save Troy? Well, this is a rough one. This is a rough one. There's no connection to Troy. Before this, they didn't even make any type of connection. Why in the world does Nick care at all? Other than he's another self-destructive person where he can kind of relate to in a way. That is it. That's so paper thin. So in a way, yes, but I think they failed at building a connection between them two. That should have been the first thing they did. Bring him in, build a connection. Now that I'm thinking about it, What if Alicia runs into Lucy? Because that's how they do it. You got a character out of there. Oh, because now Alicia runs into Lucy, and then Nick and Troy are keeping tabs on Alicia. He can spot Lucy now. Maybe. Did he make the right choice? No. The right choice, in my opinion, is killing Troy. Troy is like a psychopath. He's been that way. What was he, torturing animals and shit? He's been touched and disturbed since he was a child. He's not getting better. You don't get to be like an adult, 30 years old or 40. He's probably in his late 20s, right? Something like that. And then all of a sudden go, these people are nice. I'm just going to not torture people and be a racist and a piece of shit. Well, I'm sure you can be a racist till you're 30 and then, have your eyes open to how stupid that is and then not be racist anymore. But when it comes to the torturing aspect, I don't know. He should have just killed him. In my opinion, just kill him and tell the truth. It was Troy's fault. I'm probably going to have to leave a lengthy comment about how much I disagree with you on this episode after the librarian. What's the library? Oh, if you're going to disagree and you have a real good one, I'm like game. Please wait until this is not live, because if you put it now, it'll erase it. For some reason, when YouTube posts the live videos, they erase all the comments and they start over. So wait, because I'm not kidding. I want to read it. I want to have this discussion between the fans. I don't want to come here and say, I think it's stupid, I hate it, which I do. But because I hate it, you should hate it too. If you like it, you're an asshole. I've seen YouTubers say that, and I disagree with that. I disagree. Just like I like green tea, I like sweet tea. You might hate sweet tea. I shouldn't hate you for that. We have different tastes. So if you love it, say why. Definitely want to read it. Filmmaker wannabes. Do you think if Alicia runs into another group, it'll be one giant retread of the Brandon storyline from the second half? No. I would hope not. They're already recycling the Nick leaving the group for bullshit reasons, so you never know. But I don't think she's going to die. That would be ridiculous on their part. Who's Hodor? Just kidding, laugh alone. I know it's similar to the original and pretty cliche, but I wish there would have been more light flickering similar to the fog atmosphere for Maggie, Sasha, and Bob in episode 3 alone. Oh, okay, light flickering. I get what you mean. Q&A. What are your thoughts on Fear the Walking Dead, The Passage? Also, congratulations on Doomsday Kingdom. Thank you very much. Listen, real quick, though. Doomsday Kingdom, we're probably going to post the stuff tomorrow, so just keep an eye out. We're going to do the restock tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you very much. As far as The Passage, I watched it. I wasn't impressed. To be honest, I didn't like it. Anymore, it's just like, here's a little story that just doesn't matter. Please watch it. It's dumb. Do you think you'll find the show more enjoyable if you CinemaSins it? Because nowadays I just watched the show CinemaSins it. It's actually enjoyable when you do that. No, I don't think so. I get what you mean, though. I do check out CinemaSins. I think CinemaSins is probably as far as a creator, if creators are out there, probably one of the best potential tools for showing Hollywood what they fuck up and how. But if you really look at it, half of the sins, maybe a little less, are random bullshit because they're not paying attention, they don't understand the story, or they make a stupid joke. And if you make a stupid joke and they're sinning the thing, but the joke isn't, it's not an actual sin, it's not anything wrong with it just boggles my mind. There's one that rips off CinemaSins. How pathetic is that, too? Some random guy just rips off CinemaSins, making it about TV shows, and he is like just I don't know what show he's watching, but it's never, he'll make a stupid joke like, oh, look at that grass. I pissed on myself on grass like a week ago. And he'll sin the show. It's like, that has nothing to do with the show. Anyway. When are you going to play through the Walking Dead games by Telltale? In my opinion, they're better than both shows. That's going to be a problem. All the game stuff is getting demonetized, and I can't appeal it. It won't clear appeals. When we talk about The Walking Dead, this has been clearing appeals every now and then. all the old videos are gone. I can't clear them. I can only clear new ones. And the reason is because you need to make 1,000 views per week. But I got, thousands of videos, and they only pull in like 50, I'm sorry, maybe a few hundred, per week, maybe even 900 per week, get close, but they don't make 1,000. And if you add them all up, it's a good chunk of revenue. However, by themselves, they won't review it until it meets that 1,000. So all my old videos, it's like none of them make money. So it's only the new ones. Well, no, some of them do. Some of them do. I got hit hard, though, with a lot of them. Troy is such an interesting character. Don't kill Troy. He's worth the show. I find him interesting, and the actor has charisma. I'm just saying, from a personal level, he should have killed him, like if it was real life. Amstel, do you think Kirkman is purposefully writing Fear shitty so the main show looks even more lit after a disappointing season 7? No, there's no way. There's just no way. First off, I think they already started filming it when season 7 was, in its run, so the timeline wouldn't match up. It would be like he would predict it. Second off, he doesn't write every single episode. He's just the executive producer or creator, whatever it is. So he probably peeks in on it, but he's not. I doubt he's sitting down. Oh, do this, and this. There's other writers who write each episode, just like the main show. He's not in there all the time, doing every single little thing. The showrunner's the one who's really cracking the whip, paying attention to the overall story. But even then, people hand him in, the episode scripts. But no, I don't believe Kirkman is purposefully sabotaging Fear. Michael Flynn, Q&A. Why do the writers blow through Community so fast? Like, I want them to find a warehouse or something with a fence. I want to see them build a community, like how Rick did in season 3. Yeah, my thing is, I honestly thought they were going to rock out with the ranch for the whole season. I really did, because they have the ranch and the dam. They're building that conflict, and they built the ranch up. So I'm real curious to see. But keep in mind, this is the end of the season. We don't know what they're going to show yet, but they're going to show parts of the dam, and they're going to show Alicia on the road. So that'll take up the rest of this 2-hour premiere. You could fill that in no time. You could film that, half of it just having Alicia getting out there, getting gas and supplies and whoop-de-whoop. So we'll have to see where they end, because they're setting up the next season. What do we got? Dude, guys. Hey, Ronnie, thanks for your advice on making theory videos. I have a video about Troy surviving the season and Nick lying for him, and it has 250 views and counting, and I was right. Awesome. Good shit. Yeah, the crazier the theories, the better. Come up with some old crazy shit like, what would be a good crazy one for Fear the Walking Dead fans? Come up with, what's her name? I forgot her name. The daughter, Alicia. Alicia kills Madison. Some nuts video where they grow apart and separate and become, leaders of the 2 different gangs, and then Madison ends up killing someone important in Alicia's group, new group, and Alicia has to, but she doesn't know her mother's the leader, of that gang until they're already in a war, and there's no stopping it, because each of them have 50 people, on their side that want to go at it. Do some crazy review like that. People would just love the headline, Alicia gonna, that'll probably get a lot of views. Anything weird and nuts like that. Do you think next season of Fear will be the last? I heard they got only about 2 million viewers. New showrunner, the last chance for them. This one is tricky. Yes and no. No, because even at 2 million views, you know what I mean, they're still bringing in money. So instead of getting super rich, they're just getting rich, so it's still making a profit. And even better, the other shows they're going to use to fill that time slot, because this is why shows get canceled. A lot of people think that just because a show is bad, it gets canceled. And that's not how it works. It works like, well, it is how it works, but the technical side is, if a show gets, 2 million viewers, and they have other shows that could potentially get 5 million viewers, they're going to get rid of this 2 million viewer for the 5 million. But if they have a show that gets 2 million views and another show that will most likely only get like 2,000 views, they're not going to cancel it for this show. With AMC, they don't have any other shows that will get 2 million views. They have viewers. they have a lot of ideas that might maybe pull in like 350,000, 500,000. You get what I'm saying? So if they ever come up with an idea that they 100% know will bring in 5 million viewers or even 3 million viewers and they need that time slot, they might switch it out then. But at this time, I don't think it's going to get canceled. Paul, you may have already discussed this, but did anyone else find it really silly that Alicia was the only survivor? Yeah, we discussed this, and it is silly and convenient and rough, you know. I mean, listen, The Walking Dead did it in with the prison, how conveniently everyone from Woodbury died at the prison, but here's where they one-upped it. Fear the Walking Dead had Alicia survive right then and there. That was it, just Alicia. With The Walking Dead, you at least had the example of how the people died on the bus, everyone turned. You had people that were on foot and they found the bodies that were eaten and stuff like that. Remember with the shoe, the little kid's shoe and stuff. And they had other things like that, plus a bigger group of characters with new additions like Abraham and stuff. So for us, it didn't feel like everyone died, but we knew, a lot of us talked about conveniently everyone from Woodbury died. But they kept the new group that the governor was with, Tara. So you see how there's ones they keep and they kill all, so it's convenient, but it's not as noticeable as all these people went into the basement and only one lived. It's like, that's really noticeable. So, hey Ronnie, what did you think of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly movie from 1966? I don't think I've ever finished that. Around Thanksgiving, when they show a lot of the older classic movies, I watch bits and pieces. Like Clint Eastwood, he has some charisma. Not a huge fan of him though. Like, I won't hunt all his old westerns and stuff. So how do I feel about it? It's okay. You know, not enough. It wasn't enough for me to hunt it down and watch the whole thing. I'm gonna go grab an iced tea. Who wants to open one of these? Should we open a t-shirt? Maybe we'll open a t-shirt, and who wants to go for another 10, 20 minutes? Look what I got. Jesus. I don't remember being subbed to this channel, and I'm very confused. You must have been really high that day. Don't even act like YouTube is giving me subscribers, because they keep taking those fuckers away. Every time I open my messages, I see a comment that says, Ronnie, I had to resubscribe, man. I'm like, damn it, YouTube. Ronnie, did you like it better when we all knew, well, mostly the characters by name, like in seasons 2 and 3? What? I don't know what you mean. We know all the character names. Yeah, I don't know what you mean there, bud. Can you blame anyone for quitting on The Walking Dead? No, I can't. Everyone smash that like button. Yes, please. Smash the like button. I will drink this shot of monkey shit. Or piss. Nah, that was a dumb joke. Damn animals smoothie. We saw the aftermath of that type of thing with Abe. Do you think the characters from the Passage webisode will show up in Fear? And also, can you say my name on video, please? Gregory O. Mahoney. Did I say that right? Mahoney. The webisode was the very first place they were, right? Wasn't the webisode where, remember in the very first episode where or second episode where they took Travis and they had him all chained up with Lucy, and that's where we first met Troy? That was where the webisode took place, didn't it? In that case, oh, wait a minute. The one survivor that they had was supposed to be a guy from where the webisode was. Long story short, no. The webisodes now, they're only, it's only filler for us. They only slap it on for God knows what reason. Back in the day, it used to have a purpose. oh, here's the bicycle girl's backstory. You know, here's this person's, here's how it connects. Here's something neat. Now it's just like, let's watch two people who running around. What do you think about the Spoiling Dead fans? I don't like spoiling communities. Their community is awesome, and they don't spread spoilers. They are pretty reasonable. Oh, you mean the community members? I don't have a problem with fans that are into spoilers. I don't have a problem with them whatsoever. But if you want a clear cut, where do you stand? I'm black and white with it. I would rather community spoiler sites, I'll say, because spoiler communities, I really don't care about. If you're in the spoilers, that's fine. I don't hate you or nothing. But when it comes to sites and when it comes to fans going to the sets, and don't feed me that bullshit like they don't, because there's a lot that don't. But you know damn well there's those in it, and it's just like, look the other way type thing. But yeah, there's a lot of cool people in the spoiler community. That's why it makes it so shitty when you get the handful of assholes that really just make the spoiler communities as whole look really shitty. So, I just skull fucked the like button. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. I'm trying to find questions. I see some people talking to each other. How is the iced tea? The iced tea's good. I could have sworn I seen a commercial with the sister that left tonight on a clip of The Walking Dead. It was real fast. No, not happening. LA Apocalypse would have been nuts. The show let me down when they took it away from there in But Boring. Show let me down. I actually really enjoyed the claustrophobia inside the vents with Ophelia. I liked it until they had that, stop and sit bullshit. Wait a minute. Did the prick die? That guy who was a real prick had a stick in his ass. I liked him though. He was a prick. I wanted to see him develop more, but tell me he didn't die, did he? Because when he was opening up a little bit in that vent, I was like, you know what? If you fucking guys kill him, I swear to God, you're the hackiest writers of all. And I'm only saying that because I don't think he's dead. I think he just got hurt, didn't he? I don't remember now, because I remember my brain shut off or started to atrophy. Is that what it's called when you don't use your muscles and it just starts shutting down? My brain started to die, and I zoned out. Next thing you know, she falls down and she's about to get bit, and he was knocked out or something, right? I started liking him though. I like the claustrophobia, but I felt like I didn't like that scene though. If you were to play a character on The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, would you prefer to be hero or villain? Villain. Fuck yeah. Let's do this. Did you hear about Andy Lincoln talking about The Walking Dead not needing Rick Grimes? It's kind of blowing up right now. Haha. Personally, I think Andy is the heart of the show. I think he's just being modest. And there's another thing that says, The Walking Dead is growing bigger than Rick Grimes. That's evidenced by the video game, the characters in that, the companion show still on TV, for crying out loud. I mean, shit. So he's humbly saying that it's bigger than just Rick Grimes. In a way, he is right. I bet even the main show can go on without him. But it would take a massive hit. Probably the biggest hit in the world. The biggest that could ever, even bigger than Daryl. And I know Daryl fans are going to go nuts with their bullshit. But you got to understand, there is a flow and an essence and there's a certain connection with the character. And I'm not going to break it down. I've already done it before. But you lose him and you just, man, it's like hitting a brick wall with the story. You're going to have to jumpstart that shit. Ronnie, you skipped hella questions tonight. Laugh a lot. Anyway, did you see the pic? Yeah, I explained this. I can't control that. For a number of reasons. First off, YouTube will let it bottle up and fill up a little bit. And then if I scroll a little bit or click on anything, it goes all the way to the new refresh. I can't stop that. And then I'd have to scroll back. Another thing is, when I do go from one question at a time, I start getting questions like, Ronnie, those are old questions. What are you doing? So, And again, Bud, that's why the super chat is there. You know, if not everyone's going to get a question answered, that's YouTube's mentality, or that's what they were thinking. So if someone's like, I definitely want to put something down, they're thinking you'll throw down $1, you know, or $2, and then get your question up there. Anyway, at first I thought the prick got his dumbass stuck in the vent. I was about to die in laughter. Yeah, why the fuck do we have Rick might die rumors every damn season? Yeah, we do have Rick. Rick is going to die rumors every season. Yo, this is from the Walking fans. They usually send me Walking Dead stuff, so I want to, I just want to show this off real quick. Oh, wait, this is a classic. Check this out. Flashback. Negan killed the cameraman. Yeah, that's an oldie but goodie. And I never got that shirt when they first released it. But yeah, thewalkingfans.com. They got a couple in here. We'll save them for a Matt Mail video. What was your favorite season on The Walking Dead after season 2? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I got a series coming for that because I used to know, but now I rewatched and analyzed season 4, and oh my god, there's so much more. I'm falling in love with that one. What do you think about the current issues of the Walking Dead comic? A lot of people on the fandom are giving up on the comic right now. I disagree with that. I highly disagree with that. If you said, I haven't liked it since the new beginning and I can't do it anymore and I need to step back, fine. You know, what are you going to do? You already gave it a good chunk. But if you said the last issue or the last 2 issues were no good, I can't do this anymore, I disagree. Sorry, jeez. Damn you, monkey yogurt. I disagree with that. There's only 2 little issues. Like, look, Doomsday Kingdom is a 200-issue story. There's bound to be 2 issues added at 200 that any of you don't like. Like, those are your least favorite. To just skip and just be like, oh, I didn't like those, or whoop-de-whoop. I don't know. I don't agree with that. Now, again, if it's because they haven't liked it for a while, that is fine. But just off of 2 issues, oh, there's a note. Yeah, we're going to have to do a Matt Mail video with this because there's a note. I don't agree with that. But if people are skipping it, I can't convince them not to. I wish they wouldn't. What do you think about the current issues? Oh, we're dead. Hey, Ronnie, someone finally said that Madison's way doesn't work. It's about time. What do you think? I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb. Madison's way not working. What? If we're talking survival-wise, it's just like, it doesn't make any damn sense. Because, yes, I've been saying she does stupid shit. But the shit that she does stupid is not shit that is evident or highlighted in what Alicia went through right here. Or if it did, maybe I missed it. Listen, guys, what is Alicia talking about? Don't just say Madison's way didn't work. What about her way? Specifically, detailed, which parts didn't work? Because keep in mind, I agree with that completely. Madison, she never should have been in charge. She made some wrong choices and yada, yada, yada. But from the information that Alicia has, the actual information that she has, what does she think her mom can't do? And because I know that her mom was overprotective in the beginning and yada, yada, yada. Still was a little bit this season, but once her mom saw that, there's no being overprotective. Like, it's, you know, it is what it is now. So you let me know down in the comment box. Maybe that can spawn a good conversation. Should Shane have lived into season 3? No. Shane's storyline was almost perfect. Since we know they're allowed to say fuck on the show, which fuck from the comics do you want Negan to say? Well, it's only 2 fucks, so at this point in time, I really don't care. Because there's a number of them that would be pretty cool, so, and I don't have any Negan, you know, one-liners that really come to mind. There's a bunch I like, but it just happens to be how it's in the story. Like, I really liked where he told Carl, but it was also better because he was a kid. You know, he said, Carl, oh, don't shatter that image of that I have of you. You're a badass. And he says, besides, you think I'm going to ruin the surprise? Fuck you, kid. Seriously, fuck you. That was a funny line in the comic. I was like, oh, I like that. On the show, it would have been cool, but there's also other ones that would be really cool, too. No more seasons of The Walking Dead. It shouldn't go past 12 seasons, or if Rick dies, end it. Yeah, that's another thing. I see what you're saying, but I'm going to have to disagree simply because we don't know where the story's going to be at. If the story is dragging ass in season 9, 10, 11, I might say, let's put that dog down. But if the story is rocking, if we're like foaming at the mouth, oh my God, I can't believe they keep coming up with such original content. I'm not going to say ended at 12 just because it's been on for a long time. That rationale, I just do not agree with. I see a lot of fans who say no season should go past 8 seasons. No TV show should last 8 seasons. And I don't agree with that. There's no logical reason to say that you have to have 8 seasons. Because why have 4 seasons? You know, why is 8 too much but 5's okay? Why is 8 too much but 7's okay? It's just, I don't know. Do you think we'll ever see characters from the miniseries before season 3 aired? No, I used to have hope, but I don't anymore. I didn't like the princess issue. It just felt odd with the SJW bullshit. Yeah, I'm fine with pretty much what was said, but I think it's the wrong time. I think it's a cool thing, you know? Well, no. The whole minority is a negative term or has a negative connotation, call us rares. Yeah, it was a little cheesy, you know, but at best, I don't think it's offensive. I don't think it's, me personally, I don't feel like it's crammed down my throat. It's cheesy as shit, though. But when it comes to the line about having, you know, zombies are the majority, we're the minority, and then having, being a good mixture and diversity, yeah, I think you'll have a character feeling that and saying that, a realistic character. And she fits the mold, but the problem is the atmosphere in comic books, because so much social justice warrior stuff that me personally, I'm not anti-SJW, whatever it's called. I don't even know if that's a thing that you can be identified as. I mean, people are, but I don't look out for that shit, hunt it down and fight it, you know? But a lot of people that are say they're SJWs, and a lot of people who fall into that camp, a lot of what they say, I just don't align with whatsoever. I mean, there's a lot. And I think it becomes problematic when you force it into comic books. It should be about entertainment. It should be about just that. Like Southern Bastards was a comic. I love the story. And I could tell the artist, or whoever he is, the artist and writer, and I'm assuming it's him who put it in there, but now we have Trump signs on, like, the lawns, and, you know, a guy who looks like Trump on the TV saying some dumb shit. And it's just like, and I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump fan. I'll be open and honest with anybody. I don't give a flying fuck. I didn't like either one of them. I think Clinton's repugnant, and I'm never going to trust a millionaire, billionaire. They don't have, you know what I mean? In my opinion, we were asked out no matter what we voted. You know, it was already decided for us. Us having control with the voting, it's just an illusion. It's complete bullshit. Now, when it comes to that in the comic books, though, I don't give a shit about Trump. I don't want him to be in a damn comic book. I don't care if you're mad, you know. I don't care if you're upset or sensitive or crying that he won, or that he's an asshole or a pig or a racist. I don't care what you think or your opinions on that. Get it out of here and just have the interesting story. And that's what I feel with The Walking Dead. I don't want to hear any of that. This is supposed to be escapism, you know. That's what I want. I want to escape and hear a cool story. Don't give me that other bullshit. But I don't think it's as bad as everyone's reacting to it, you know? I really don't. Really don't. The guy passed out, but he's alive. Okay, so he did pass out and he's alive. Okay, that's cool. Because I like him. He's a bit of a prick, but I like him. Nerdy, I don't know what I don't know if you're talking to him or me. You can't be talking to me, I don't think, because your comment was already up when I was talking about that, so I'm not sure now. Even Andrea was better than Madison, and that's saying a lot, since Andrea was a horrible character. Ronnie, I think one of the problems with TV Carl is that he can't use swear words like fuck or shit or bitch, and it's just hard to take a kid seriously when he can't use swear words. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a good actor can do anything. You don't need swear words. A good writer can form something where you don't need just the swear words. But there are moments where his age clearly plays a problem with it. When you see Negan and he's got to, bend down, and he's almost like patting little Carl on the head, and then little Carl's like this little badass. I mean, it's cute, it's funny, it's cool. And then you have Negan, the big bulky Negan, and he's like, "You fucking badass, come on here, you little shit." I don't know. It's just it's cool. But now Carl's like tall as shit. He's older. He's like 18, 19. I don't know. Anyway. Ronnie, did you see Christian Serrato's picture on Twitter with her baby? You'd remember if you saw it. I don't remember it. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think I remember any picture of her, so... unless you meant the breastfeeding shit. I don't know. I personally don't care if a woman's breastfeeding. I don't give a fuck. I think it's I don't know. I think I just have a problem with celebrities. Like, listen, I don't know. I just have a problem with celebrities. It's like, come on, bitch. Like, when was the last time you were anywhere and someone gave you shit for breastfeeding? Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. I just can't stand rich people, especially celebrities. Let us average Joes, because just let us handle shit, you know. Let us yippity for it or whatever. I don't know. But, yeah, breastfeeding's a stupid thing to be talking about, like, in an entertainment thing. So if that's what you're referring to, I'm not going to bite, because I personally don't care. If you're a woman, you want to breastfeed, go knock yourself out. I don't give a fuck. No, I'm certainly not going to give you shit for it. Ronnie, is there any doubt that Simon will be killed off this season's? I feel like it's got to be a no-brainer. We need a reward. I don't know. Ronnie, talking about politics, take that spin. Well, no. Listen, I don't want to talk about politics. It's not. This is a discussion show about a TV show. We shouldn't be talking about politics. I was talking about politics about not having it in our entertainment. I think that totally went over your head. It sounds like you're trying to taunt one of the mods too. Which, come on, man. But yes, we shouldn't be talking about politics. If you want to talk about politics, there's tons of different YouTube channels you can go to. Go do it there, you know. But when it comes to certain things, yeah, we will unfortunately dive into it, you know. But it is what it is. But do I want to continue? No. So let's keep it moving. Especially not in the comment section. So if mods are like, okay, with the politics, guys, yeah, go for it. Because once you put politics in the comment section, everyone just starts telling each other to fuck themselves. And it's like, whatever. The Walking Dead is totally dragged out at this point. We already know what's going to happen. It's lame. With Fear, we have no idea what is going to happen, and it's super exciting. I agree. I disagree. I strongly disagree. Even with The Walking Dead, you don't know every single little thing, and there's lots of stuff that is totally surprised. If you say you know every single thing that's going to happen, I just don't believe that. When it comes to The Walking Dead and knowing what's going to happen, it's not just simply, we know this is going to happen, so it's automatically lame. I can't see, I don't know, I don't want to label you, but you can't be a comic fan then. You just can't be. I've never heard a comic book fan say, I love the story in the comic, I don't ever want to see it on the show. I have never, in years of doing this, I've never seen one comic fan say that. You know what I hear comic fans saying? This was amazing in the comic. I wonder how they're going to do it on the show. I'm excited for them to bring Negan on the show and beat a character to death. I want to see how they bring that to life. So when they do it, I'm not like, that's lame and predictable. I'm like, Negan came to life, you know? Like, oh my God, the Glenn moment? It's one of my all-time favorite episodes. It was in the comic. I know it was coming. I knew Glenn was getting killed, no matter what. Knew it, definitely. It's got to happen. It doesn't make it lame. It's one of my favorite episodes, and I've watched it repeatedly, you know? So I think it's about perspective. For you, if you read the comic and you know it's coming, then you're a whole different beast. I don't know. I'm sure there's some comic fans out there who feel that, but I disagree completely. Dislike the comic merge with TV. I want them to move away from the comic and make it more realistic. Kill Shiva already and get rid of overtop characters like King Ezekiel. No, that's wrong. See, first off, they already went down that road. So in your book, it should either be you watch it or you don't. Only because what's done is done. They already did it, you know? Even if they killed off, you know, Shiva, Michonne, anyone that could be like a comic book character, Ezekiel, anyone that even looks like a comic book character or looks like they aren't in a realistic world, anyone like that, once they start killing those characters off, does it really matter at the end of the day? Because they were still in the story. They're still a part of the overall story. Even when you go back and rewatch it, you're just going to skip those scenes. As far as more realistic, that is what Fear the Walking Dead is supposed to be, apparently, because they're not doing any of these comic book signature weapon type stuff. Now, when it comes to comic book-like, this is where we get into disagreements, because there's been real people in real life that has done weird shit, you know? In history and today, there's people that do weird shit. So saying someone like King Ezekiel is unrealistic, the tiger, sure, I will agree with you. It's a stretch. King Ezekiel, though, nah, I'm pretty sure there could be some weird person out there that is a little more eccentric and a little weird. I don't know if they're going to want to be king or nothing, or, you know, talk like that. That is weird. But there's going to be weird people. So that's why, personally, for me, it doesn't bother me at all. The weirdness. What is this? Fear the living, rise up. Oh, man. Fight the dead. Oh, fear the living, fight the dead. That's what that is. Rise up. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Rick Grimes. Again, this is the Walking Fans. They sent these shirts in. 4 shirts or something. I like that one. I'm kind of curious now. What is that other one? I threw it away. There it is. Have you seen the new story of American Horror Story? No, I have not. I'm not interested in ghosts and stuff, so I don't watch it at all. I've got some really good 5-inch customs from Mexico. Eye Patch, Carl, Daryl. Oh, no shit. I reviewed them on my channel. I'll send you pics if you want. I'll check them out on the channel. Ronnie, out of curiosity. Or you got my social media. Yeah, send some pics. Out of curiosity, what's the flavor of your vape? This is Boss Reserve from... I don't know. I don't know what that company is. Cottonwood or something? Stop now with the politics. Nothing good comes from it. Let's talk walkers. Yeah, I agree. Politics is dumb. Any more with fuck Antifa? I don't even think I know who Antifa is. Any more of that, I'm just going to time you out. It's just, I don't even know why you would be posting that. And again, it's not like if you want to post it once and move on, fuck it, go ahead. But I think the same person keeps doing it over and over. If you're just spamming the chat, you're gone, you know. And I haven't heard anything good from Antifa, so it's not to like help them. I could care less. Who has spoilers in the group? Why split the damn group apart? I hope it's temporary. It's always temporary. That's the thing. They can't split it up and leave them split up. ESA says the comics spoil the show. Would have shocked the world if Glenn was killed in season 7 and no one saw a comment. Believe me. Well, yeah. Here's the thing though. Is again, the comics do spoil the show. If you read the comics, you know, my brother doesn't read the comics. My brother doesn't go on YouTube. He has social media. He never sees spoilers. He's not active online. He's not in, you know, groups that discuss it. And I'm sorry, but when you're in groups that discuss it, even my channel, and I hate spoilers with a passion, you're going to run into some spoilers because you got people who don't care. They put them in the comments. They use them as their own predictions, thinking they're slick when everyone knows it. You know, it's like, oh, you predicted that to a T. You know, and I've predicted shit that was on point. But the difference is it'll be like one thing, maybe 1.5 things. A lot of these people have 8 different things that play out. Like the whole Abraham and Glenn and then Carl's arm getting cut off. Like, how are you getting everything? And they take them to that other spot, which I think I even predicted they were going to take him to that other spot. Now I forget. But I had something different in mind, totally different. Oh, yeah, anyway, but with the comics, this is just an argument that's never going to be won. For you, it's a spoiler. For me, I'm so excited to see it play out. I can always stop reading the comic. But you know what excites me? I read the Whisperer storyline, and I am like, just exploding out of my skin excited for the Whisper storyline on the show. It's not a spoiler for me. I'm even more excited to see it come on the show. Now, when I watched season 1 and 2 with no spoilers, even half of 3, I believe, because it was in season 2, I used to say, in the finale for that, And I don't believe it is, because when I look back with different things I did for mini reviews and stuff, you can't find them on the channel. I have different stuff. I didn't review, or I didn't read the comic in the back half of season 2 with, like, I didn't know Shane died in the comic and all that. So I had to have gotten the thing. I think I messed up, and I had to have gotten the compendium in the mid-season of season 3, not in 2. So I have seasons 1 and 2 and half of 3 where I had no idea about the comic or the story. And when I was excited for the show, I was like, I was like right here. I'm excited. I'm like, whoa, But after reading the comic, for the new storylines, the new seasons, my excitement level is tripled. So for each of us, it's different. Some people, they don't want it. Some people, like, I can't wait to see that. And I'm going to continue reading the comic because I enjoy, reading it and then seeing how it plays out on TV. All I'm saying is there's less spoilers for fear. Yes, there are. There are. Simply based off the comic alone, there is. But I am not excited or hyped up, and I don't enjoy the story, again, simply because fear story is just not my cup of tea. So for me personally, it just really doesn't matter if there's a comic or not, or if there's spoilers or not, because I'm still not enjoying it. What do you think will die first, Daryl or Carol? Probably. That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. Probably Carol. I mean, I don't know. Probably Carol. I don't think AMC's going to do it. I really don't. Just a little persistent, that's all. I don't know what that is. Were you named after Ronald Reagan? Just curious? No, not at all. To be honest, I understand why Alicia left. I think it makes sense, but I don't like the fact that they're doing it again, if that makes sense. Listen, if it makes sense, help us make sense of it. Tell us why. If it makes sense, because I don't see it. Yeah, I just don't see it. Oh, come on. The music was awesome. Alicia shooting the cage was intense. Very 28 Days Later. And my God, Speed You Black Emperor fan. I have no idea what that is. But here's the thing again, too, is it's just Alicia shooting a gun. Like, there's nothing else that amps it up. Not only have we seen that over and over multiple times, it just doesn't have that connected story. I gave you a whole example of building the tension where I would have been like, what? Anything similar to that. It was just grab a gun and shoot. Another character that was one of the characters that would be least likely to survive, grows a harder shell and then shoots and kicks ass, And she handled it really well. She handles it really well, but again, it just didn't do anything for me. As far as the music, I didn't even notice the music. No, me personally. I'm sure it was good. I just didn't even notice it. Ronnie, I don't read the comics, but I get spoiled all the time. You spoil sometimes and tells us what happens in the comic. I definitely do. A lot of times I don't mean it. It's just hand in hand. I like your channel, but do you talk about the comic sometimes and spoil it? Yeah, definitely. There's moments where, and I think at one point in time I did try to, this is rough too. Okay, this happens in the comic, and I do this a lot. This happens in the comic, but we're not going to go into that, whatever. And I may say title numbers, but that's not actually spoiling it. When I do that, though, I'll get 50 comments. Come on, man, this is The Walking Dead. We've all read the comic, just fucking say it. And it's like, well, what? The damned if I do, damned if I don't, But that is something, I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to catch myself. I'm trying the best I can when it's just about the TV. Unless it's something I purposefully say, I'm about to talk about something from the comic, it's a spoiler, and we are talking about it. But I'm definitely trying to get better at that. I really am. I got another shirt here. I want to see what that blue one is. Hey, spoilers. Season 7 premiere was spoiled for me. Sucks. It was spoiled for me, too. I was so pissed. I love The Walking Dead, but fear The Walking Dead feels lame. Yeah, plagiarism predictors. Yeah. Q&A. If that was Alicia's first human kill, didn't it remind you of Glenn's first kill? I feel like it was cool callback reference to his kill. Both the reactions were the same. I didn't even think of that. I don't know. My brain just shut off with who's doing what or how. I don't know. With Glenn, it was just... I think it's because it's been so many seasons and it's a character we've talked about, discussed, and yada, yada, yada. With Alicia, it was still a great moment. So if that's what they were doing, that's cool. That's definitely cool. I think having her take it so hard was fantastic. Again, I love that part. There was so many... the concept is something I loved. The execution, no. Those little moments, like there's little moments I do like. I liked how it was like, it was crushing. I like that. Wouldn't it have been more shocking if we saw the Whisperers without any advanced knowledge of the comics? Sure. But again, this is a debate that you're not going to win. It's a debate that I'm not going to win. Yes, clearly, if this is the first time, it's shocking. But guess what? In the comic book, it was shocking. It was a holy shit. I already got shocked, you know? So, you know, when it comes to the show, you get the shock as a comic fan, and then on the show, you enjoy watching it come to life. Now, if you're arguing that you only want to watch the TV show to see it on the TV, that is fine, and I think you will. I think you will be more shocked if you're only a TV-only fan, you know, and I'm in agreement there. But I don't think everyone is the same. I don't think everyone should do that. Me personally, I'll never go back to doing that again. I love it too much reading it, getting the shock, and then watching it come to life. If you don't like that or anyone else don't like that, that's fine. I would never force someone to do that or say the other way is dumb. I mean, have at it. Does Fear the Walking Dead have staying power? Right now, yes. Even in its declining views, because it's going to do better than anything else they can come up with. Hold on. Let me see this shirt before. Oh, suck my nuts. Sergeant Abraham's roasted bitch nuts. Mother, dick, and good time. I love these shirts. I completely agree, Ronnie. I'm so friggin' pumped for the Whisperers. I mean, when I was reading, think about how perfect it'll be on a small screen. So hyped. Yeah, talking about hype. And again, that is something moving in. I do, at least if I spill a lot, it's got to be on accident, because even when I'm talking about alpha whispers, like I'll use names and stuff. I don't think that's spoilers. I definitely probably slip up sometimes. But like saying the whispers or saying, I don't know, the new beginning and stuff like that. I'm sure there's more clever ways to do it without doing major spoilers, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Ronnie, how laughable would it be if in season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead some guy named Negan showed up with a sword at the dam wanting half their stuff? They just might do that. Same, my dude. After reading comic books, I've become way more hyped for the show. Yeah, there's people that definitely feel that, and then there's people that just want the shock and excitement from the TV show alone. Ronnie, how long before Fear Crew runs into Negan-like character? It could be at any moment now. Put it this way, with every episode we're getting closer and closer to a standard villain. The only difficult problem is they keep separating our characters so much. Is it going to be an official villain only for some of them? You know, are they going to unite? Once they unite, then where does the story go? So instead, Ronnie, instead of you checking out pictures or videos, I'll just send you the Eye Patch Carl review. It's the best one. I'll check it out. I'll watch it. Here's what I don't like. You keep telling people to explain it, but you can't. It cuts your comment if you write a decent amount here. I have no idea what that is. Is that a thing on the live? You can only write so much? Listen, if it's cutting your comment, do a little bit at a time, or just, is it really cutting your comment? Maybe that's a live stream only. Wait until this goes live. Like anyone watching now when it's now when it's not live, anyone watching when it's not live, when it's posted and when it's listed as public, put your reasons. I'm gonna try to go back and read them. If you guys put them, I will go back and read them. I might even do a follow-up video if we get some really good ones. Definitely. Don't you think it would be unrealistic bad if Gregory survived all-out war? No, I don't think it would be unrealistic or bad. Why should they kill him? You know, he's a snake. They don't have any proof that he deserves any, death right now. So you can't just kill someone because they're a coward in this world. You know what I mean? Ronnie, do you agree that killing off Daryl could only have been done in season 3? No, I don't agree. I don't see any other way he could die on the show at this point. AMC are too pussy to do it. No, I don't agree because Daryl's not, I don't know, Daryl's not too big to be killed off in different ways. You could get swarmed. Just think about how easy it would be to get swarmed. If Daryl was in the alleyway with Glenn and Nicholas, no dumpster, no exits, and he went down the wrong alley and escaping, I don't care how much plot armor he's got. He's going to die. You know what I mean? If they set the story up clever enough, he could kill him. They could kill him. I read an interview with the actor playing Jake, and he said the writers weren't sure which brother to kill until later on. Do you agree on Jake dying? His character was bland, in my opinion. Yes, his character was good, had a good start. Once he lost the ranch, his character was neutered. He had a real good, solid character. Once he lost the ranch, it felt like they didn't know what to do with him. And I think they made the good choice. You know, with Troy being nuts, they could just do whatever. You know, with Jake, they just didn't know what to do after. Ronnie, this is off topic, but did you hear about people protesting against Jeepers Creepers movies because the writer, Victor, is a child molester? Yeah, that's really off topic. Holy crap. Yes, I did hear about that. I don't care about that. Apologize. Yeah, I think that's stupid. Yeah, straight up. I think child molesters should just be killed immediately, especially ones where in his predicament, I believe, it's like 100% confirmed and proven. I think you should be taken out back and shot in the head, maybe preferably tortured, and I think that would really deter some people, not all, some, to not do that shit. However, going out, you got one person who's a massive piece of disgusting shit. And then you have hundreds and hundreds of other people who put, you know, people who didn't even know got a job. And it's like, oh my God, this is a big break. This is a big deal for them to just go and do that. I disagree with that. You know who you should go after? The company who allowed it. Anybody who had the power to say, yeah, you put that guy in charge to direct this or whatever, you should go after them instead. You know, bottom line, because he never should have been anywhere near it. If that was such a problem as far as the moralities, you know, let's say MAP was established now and we're doing short films and shit like that. Anyone could come to me. We're going to hire from the inside out, but we're not hiring any child molesters. That's not happening. I don't give a fuck if there's laws about that or not. So it's whoever hired him and let him on it's their fault. All right, I apologize for the comment about Season 8 titles. I just checked out AMC's website, and they have the Season 8 premieres title there. My bad for that one. What? No, I apologize for the comment about Season 8 titles. Yeah, the titles are tricky. Listen, here's the thing with the titles. And listen, the mods are trying to do what they can. And here's the reason for the confusion. AMC will put out a title or two, and then spoiler sites will put out like 8 titles. I think they got like 3 or 4 out right now. I'm not really looking into them. I personally don't really care about the title or synopsis. It's just something that doesn't interest me really. I never do videos on them. I just don't care. Because it's all like, you know, coded, yada, yada, yada. And you can pretty much pick it out by the trailers anyway. You don't need a synopsis. But anyhow, that's where the confusion gets, because people will throw them out and you won't know if these are official ones, are these rumors, are these spoilers. But mods, when it comes to the titles and the synopsis, since AMC releases them anyway, I don't think we can count them as spoilers, in all fairness. I would prefer, if anyone gets information from spoiler sites, you just don't even post it. I mean, it's not even worth it. When it comes to the titles and synopsis, though, like, that's not supposed to be spoilers anyway. And if AMC screws up and puts a spoiler in it, I don't know why they would. They just shouldn't. I don't know. But I get why it's iffy. Is it fair to say that at this point the show will never catch up to the comics? No, I don't think that's fair to say at this point. It matters on what they do next, what they do with All Out War. I don't think we're in a... I don't think you should worry about the show catching up to the comics. We got a good chunk of story to go yet, you know? I think when we get to the new beginning part, I'm real curious how they're going to break that down. Because it's a whole new change in pace for the comic world. In the comic world, the storylines rock and roll. Go back and look at the Negan. Negan shows up, 14 issues later, we're going to war. You know? Like, that shit is fast. The governor shows up, he's in like 5 issues. They take a break for like 10 issues of the governor, and then he's coming back from war. It's like ridiculously quick. Hunters were like 4 issues. Scavengers, you know, they were like another 2, 3 issues. No Way Out, 4 issues or 5 issues, something like that. So it goes by quick. In the show, I'm curious about the new beginning. I really am. All right. Ronnie, is it fair to say? No, we already did that one. To me, the music gave the scene intensity. I'm a music nerd, but yes, I wish they would have shown the infected as she was shooting them. Oh yeah, if you're a music lover, like I said, I didn't even think about. I can't even remember there being music. I was just so focused on being annoyed that the main thing, the visual, was just so painful to watch because you can't see anything. It's all black. It's edited fast. And would killing Daryl off in the confirmed last season be the only time The Walking Dead could kill him off without backlash hurting the ratings? Probably, sure. You kill him off in the last season, fans are going to stick it out. Most fans. You kill him off and there's still who knows how many seasons. You'll have a good chunk of fans saying, oh, screw this, yada, yada, yada. Now, here's the thing. You'll have a lot of those coming back. Will you have fans that leave all the way? Yeah, you know, you're gonna have fans that leave for silly characters. The shit I don't understand is when someone says, Denise was my favorite character, I'm not watching anymore. What? She didn't even show up till like season 6. Those fans, I'll be honest with you, I don't understand them. If you watch 6 episodes of a TV show and then, you know, you got to liking this character out of no, you didn't like anything there. And if you were a fan of the actress and you came onto the show when they started, you're not a fan of the show, you're a fan of the actress, and that's not hate. That's reality, you know? Like Daryl fans, if you're only watching for Daryl and that's it, you're not a show fan. You're a Daryl fan. And again, that's not hate. That is reality. You can't say, I only watch for Daryl and I'm done when he's out of there, and say you're a fan of the whole show. Because if you're a fan of the whole show, you're sticking through it all, you know? But I don't think we have any problems with that or worries, because I don't think they're going to kill him. Oh, we got a super chat. Let's scroll down. Alan Hannigan again. If you were a character in The Walking Dead, what would your ideal character arc be? Yeah, these are tough questions because it's like I could pick whatever I want. But if it was like a reality, maybe I think about it too much. Because if it's a reality thing, I wouldn't get a choice. But if I can pick and choose, I would want, let's see. What's something that hasn't really been done before? This is tricky because the cliche thing to do would be a character who was weak or, you know, not into killing, and then it became into killing. What would be a good arc? Man, that's rough. You know what? I would like to pick a character who started killing because of the apocalypse, because of bad people, because of scavengers and just getting into fights and stuff like that. And I kind of got addicted to it, to where I'm not murdering, you know, people I liked in my sleep or good people in their sleep, but I was rooting out trouble. And it became like a release in a way, where I just, like, I got to that point where I just need to kill, you know what I mean? Not like a Morgan, like PTS or anything, like, it's almost like I got some sort of satisfaction. And again, not sick, I'm not whacking it, killing people, but I just, someone makes me mad or I'm having a stressed out week, I will feel better if I kill somebody, that type of character. And then play around with that arc to either course correct that in a way, or go even worse with it, you know, go over the deep edge with it, to where, and again, it's complex. I can't just simply spit it out, because it would be something that would develop over time to where you're not, you know, the serial killer psychopath. Maybe you are, but you're not, I'm going to hunt down innocent victims. You root out people who you think deserve to die, and then you use that. Maybe you're even loose on who should die or not. I don't know, something like that. Thanks for the support, Alan. I really appreciate that. Hope that answer was worth some. I thought it was interesting. I think that would be a cool direction to go. At least it's, there's a lot of cliche ways you can go, but I like that one. It could be a little cliche, I guess. Ronnie, Q&A. I read that Scott Gimple said that Old Man Rick will be a recurring character throughout the season. How do you take that, and how do you predict it'll play out? I didn't see that. I did see one where he said it'll connect again, like we'll see it again. So I took that as it's either going to connect in the mid-season finale or the end of season. We are running almost 2. All right, so Alan Hannigan threw in a $5 super chat. We're going to go for 5 more minutes. That's what we'll do, because we are running close to the 2-hour mark. So, but as far as your question, I think that's, if it's really a time skip, I think that's the best way to play it out. Show it to us and slowly reveal it and make it connect to the end. Again, the end might just be the sneak peek at the new beginning, and if that is what they're going for, that makes sense to incorporate the Old Man Rick in a little bit as they go along. Plus the 100 episode to do like something that parallels the episode 1. Come on, you can't pass that up. Anyway, Ronnie, Q&A. Oh, wait, hold on. How would you feel... Sorry, Rodney asked one first. How would you feel if when they first introduced Negan, they replaced fuck with freak? I wouldn't like that. That always stands out too much. Like, oh, you can't say fuck, so you say freak. All right, SSA. Ronnie, not going to lie. I was pissed at you when you originally said that Negan should arrive in Season 8. It makes me wonder how much slower Season 7 would have been if they listened to you. Well, yeah, here's the thing, too, is I was definitely way off. A big reason for that, if you look back, it wasn't just I pulled a number out of my ass. They were coming out and saying, we are not going to mess with Negan until Season 9. Absolutely not. To me, even afterwards, I still feel like it was ridiculous. And I did come out and say, you're saying the season, they said he will not come until Season 9. And I said, they can't. That's too far away. Maybe Season 8, yada, yada, yada. And then people were saying he was going to be in 5, he was going to be in 6. And I was like, no, you're on drugs if you think it's going to happen that early. And when we got Scott Gimple in the very beginning for Season 4 is what screwed me up the most. His pacing was so relaxed and so spread out that it got to me. I thought he was going to continue to do that. Go back and look. The roamers, the one who Rick bit his throat out, in the comic it's like one issue. They just pop up, there they are. In the story, it's like half a season. The back half. They follow them. They link up with Daryl. They follow them to on the tracks, and then there's that altercation. And I'm pulling that together with the governor, where they had the governor building up this new group, and then even going into Season 5. Now we have Terminus and the Hunters, and it's kind of spread out into 3 or 4 episodes. And then you have the hospital, which is a new story arc. And then we're probably going to get to Alexandria at the end of Season 5 or close to. That's what I was thinking. And then I'm like, okay, so you got 5. Then at Alexandria, you're probably going to have a whole season there. And then the Saviors will be Season 7 because of how they're piecing it out with new material. So that's why I said, if you go back, look, I said, listen, let's pick 8 and not worry about it. And then, and I'll admit it, I was way off, and I just stuck with that and kept going with that. There was a point in time where I did feel like they kind of rushed the Saviors a little bit, or I'm sorry, Negan and everything a little bit, and I don't feel that way as much. I feel like, I don't feel that way at all. There's a little bit there where I'm kind of iffy on, but again, the Season 4 pacing into 5 pacing is what really got me. And then once I got a handle on how Scott Gimple is pacing it now, I understand what they were doing in the beginning there and then what they're doing now. So I feel more confident now. But that was fun, right? The Wolves are barely in the show. Kind of disappointing. The guy said we didn't choose. They never explained that line. I don't think, well, when he said that line, I didn't think they had to explain it. I just assumed, like, you didn't choose, like, this is what it is. Like, you didn't pick this. This is where we are now. I mean, Rick didn't choose to live in the apocalypse. He didn't choose that. This is where he is. That's how I read it. If they meant something different, then I'm lost just with you. Did you see the It movie? Yes, I did, and I did a whole video on it. I liked it, though. I think it's overrated, but I liked it. Do you think that All Out War in Season 8 is going to feel more like a cheesy action movie rather than a brutal, intense war? Good question. Listen, yes and no. Based off of the first trailer and with that music and everything, I'm sorry, but that is a cheesy combination. In my personal opinion, it's a cheesy combination. I went back and rewatched it, and it just does not sit well with me. However, they released new trailers, shorter ones, with different music, more fitting music, and they have Rick and Maggie talking about, faith, and they don't have the cheesy line about trust the king, which I'm sure is better in the show than it is in the trailer, because it's just out of, I don't know. And I was hyped. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna rock, So yes, if it's edited like the trailer, but if it's done normally, with how it should be done, I'm not worried about it being cheesy as a cheesy action movie. I was very dissatisfied with the bell tower. I was hoping for more of a fight. I agree with you there. We should have got more. Shown it more, like a real fight. And at one point in time I did say, get a man up there and whoop Michonne's ass. Remember and I'm glad they whooped her ass, because it was fitting. You needed to. You need to have her earn it. But the reason why I felt like they didn't do it good enough is because we should have seen it. I mean, you could do it in movies and shows. Why not? You should see the punches. Have the girl hold Michonne down, get the better hand, and don't edit it. Just 5 punches in the face. I mean, just have her crushing her face, and then Michonne gets a jab in the ribs, and it gives her just enough oomph to get the girl off her, and she's slamming the girl's head into the side of the wall, and then the girl punches Michonne in the gut, gets her in the face, and vicious. And that's all you needed was a 10-second clip of just them getting it, and then edit everything the way you did it, and I would have been like, oh, fuck yeah. Now, I'm fine that they went with a chick, because now I know the scream needed to be a girl scream. So that worked out, I just wanted a little more of the, brutality shown. All right, Ronnie as the Punisher of the Walker Apocalypse, ? Oh, I doubt it. No, I don't fit the Punisher standard at all. I got the dad bod. I think the Punisher has to have like the good-looking guy with the square jaw. Bigger too. I'm only like 5'9". I'd be a tiny Punisher. Ronnie, are you going to review Stranger Things? Sorry, a bit off subject. Yes, I am. Ronnie, you are talking about Troy. Okay. Oh, you're basically talking Dexter. Basically describing Dexter. Oh, no. Forrest? No, not at all. Remember when I explained the character I wanted to be? If you're thinking I meant Troy, I must have explained it bad, because I do not mean Troy at all. Troy is twisted. Like, he's not making a connection to the characters in there. I'm talking about a character who will see good people and help them. Like, Troy's just, if he doesn't know you, he's just going to kill you. Even if he knows you, he's just going to kill you. That is not at all what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, imagine Daryl, loyal to his people, but he loves killing. Like, loves it, So anytime, like, he finds Dwight in the woods, Daryl tells him, no, I'd kill him. They're just slow, too. Torture him some, see what I liked, what I didn't like. That type of messed up. Anyway, I hated that clicking music during the first half of the trailer. I didn't mind the clicking thing. I think it was the other part that came on. Do you think Carl will get... Yeah. Do you think Carl will get a haircut after the time skip? Yes. And I believe that's what they're waiting for. And if we see him with a haircut anytime soon, we know we're going to get the new beginning at the end of this season. Definitely. Or him in the new beginning, Do you think Morgan and Jesus will train people in mixed martial arts for the war? No, I don't think there's enough time. They might give him a little bit of training here and there just to show in between shots, like transition shots, but... I don't think that. Oh, I missed this. When Wisdom Fall with the super chat. What can you possibly say with only 50 characters? I don't know what it's doing. Listen, I look down on my screen and it says 0/200. So 200 characters. And if I type, yeah, it looks like there's a 200 character limit. So again, if 200 characters is not enough, just do a paragraph and do another one. But if you don't want to do that, just wait. We're getting off here in like 3 minutes. You just bought, look, $3 super chat. You just bought 3 more minutes. Once we're done, when you comment, there's no limit, and it stays so I can read it. If you put it now, I'm not going to be able to read it because YouTube erases it. So just wait. Let's see. Find some questions. Season 8 trailer was a mislead, so the audience believes the war will be an easy win. Did you get that from the trailer? I didn't get that at all from the trailer. Do you think Maggie could ever forgive Negan, like, ever? No, I don't think so. Not in the comic or the show. Left 11, yes, get a man to beat up Michonne. I didn't mean it like that. But if you need a man to beat up Michonne, I'm your man. Denai Guerrero just threw up in her mouth. Why are there so many dopes out there that genuinely think Negan will die after all-out war? You know, in all fairness, I think that's a rational thing for some fans to think, because if they're doubtful they'll stick with the comics, they might think that it's too brutal on the show. And there's times where Negan's a lot more lighthearted. In the show, he's taking their guns, their beds, burning their beds, having their people beat. Like, even in the comic, he shows up, Olivia slaps him, he laughs about it, and it's right there out in the open. And you know, Negan has this more menacing grin, like, I won't kill you now, but I'll kill you later. Even in the show, they do try to counter that. They have Negan say, now, personally, I wouldn't have picked Olivia, but A-Rat doesn't trust her, you know? And I know it's a rat. I say A-Rat joking around. No way Ronnie will be able to answer that. Laugh out loud. I don't know what you mean. I would love the brutality. Yes. Ronnie, did you know that Yada 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 was made popular by Seinfeld? I noticed you say that a lot. Was it really? Someone Google that. I don't believe that. I've heard Yada 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 since I was like a pup, and Seinfeld was not on when I was a pup. No F-bombs. What's up? Did we have an F-bomb dropped? No F-bombs. Good thing it wasn't the cliche horror scream you imagine. The CGI dare overused cliche. Oh yeah, I forget what that's called. The something scream. I used to know what that is because I'd study, like, you know, movie making and stupid shit like that. I really hope season 8B is about the aftermath of the war. Agreed? No, there is no aftermath, unless you mean time skip it. No. No, for me, if you like it, that's fine. Don't mind you talking spoilers from the comic, but I wish you would stop talking about events that happen in the smaller issues. I read the volumes that come out much later. Give volume readers time. I don't think we get to those. Yeah, I don't think we talk about those. We do like what happens in the new comic, we do a main video on it, and then when it comes to the small issues, do we ever cover those? No, because it's usually like the Whispers. They've been out for years, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Unless we slipped up on something. I mean, I do videos specifically pertaining to the smaller issues, but those are whole videos on that one topic. If I've slipped up here and there about the smaller issues, I really can't imagine what it would be. There hasn't been anything really popping off that we would discuss now, you know? I'll keep an eye on it, though. I really will. I'll do my best, absolutely. Didn't they confirm All Out War was going to be the entire season? If true, what do you think? No, they said it will end this season. It will, you know, it will definitely have a conclusion this season. Who do you think Troy will kill or get killed next? A stranger, in all honesty. I don't think he's going to kill someone we know. Ronnie, do you think they're going to change Daryl's look in the new beginning? I would love it if they give a season 1 look again. You know what? I think they need to. Just imagine giving Daryl a completely new look. You could come out with 10 more action figures, you know? If you keep this look, and this is one thing I don't understand. You keep this look, you have fans going, okay, enough is enough. I want a new look on Daryl and Carl. I think the hair is silly ridiculous. Especially when you binge watch it. It's like, come on. There's no way Carl's hair grew that fast in real life. So I personally think they let the hair grow a little longer than maybe they should, or maybe time goes by quicker than we realize on the show. But there's a lot of episodes that are just like a day, a week, you know, a month. When it comes to the hair on Carl and Daryl, I'm hoping they're saving it for the new beginning. All right, look. Oh, we already did that one. All right, so we already did that. So this is the Walking Fans, the bitch. Wait, Mother Dickin' Good. Oh, okay. There's a blue one and a black one. Oh, Mother Dickin' Good. Look at that. Suck my nuts, Abraham. Roasted bitch nuts. Mother Dickin' Good. So they sent me a blue one and a black one. Massive thank you. Again, I'm gonna do a map video with those, but that's the walkingfans.com. They make some cool t-shirts. There's another one, T No Evil. I'm curious to see what's in here. I think it's a Walking Dead one. If it's not, we'll skip it. But did we burn up those 3 minutes yet? Okay, this chat is almost done, and I'm officially drunk. Who's the best boobs on the show? I like how there are no clear villains. I like how there are no clear villains. In Fear, most of the group could be a villain, full-on villain. Yeah, that's fine. For now, definitely. I love tonight's episode for the effects and sheer number of walkers, like the helicopter tribute too. What will the arc of Season 9 and 10 consist of, in your opinion? It's difficult. That's the one thing I'm having the most difficulty with, is how long they're going to play out the new beginning and what comes next and everything. But as of right now, it's clearly the new beginning. It has to be. I don't think they'll stretch out the war longer than this season. I just don't see that. What would you like the writers to do with Judith after the time skip? Either kill her during All Out War, and again, I think I made a video on why. In the death prediction, check it out. Or nothing. Judith is only going to be, even if they skip it 4 years, she's only going to be like, what, 6? There's not much for a 6-year-old to do, but run around, get an education, play. I personally, when it comes to kids, what good story are you going to do kid-wise? Main long lasting. You could get protect the kid, take the kid over to that community, shit like that. But I don't usually kid actors, especially that young, it's no bueno, you know. So I don't want anything. I don't want any Judith. She could be around, but she's a supporting character for now. Nothing else. I think the new wait, what? Where are we at? Sorry, it skipped on down. Okay, here we go. Where's your question at? What writers? Okay, I think for the new beginning arc, the YouTube skipped it down for me. So AMC should take a 6-month extra break before the show comes back. I disagree with that. They got a good enough break, and they work all year round the way it is, and they have a team that could come on. Like, look, the people who work on the show, they are most likely not the ones dealing with the new beginning stuff. They could hire a team to come in and make the neighborhoods look like it's a new beginning. Have stuff grown in, put in a windmill or other, things, gardens, stuff like that. I don't agree with having a bigger break. We just don't need it. Unless there's something else you mean, like you want to expand something. I might see what you mean for that. Ronnie, is Fear the Walking Dead the main show actually in the same universe? Yes, it is. If so, I find it hard to believe because the main show seems more comic-ish. Yes, they are in the main universe. Yeah. Which parts do you mean comic bookish? I mean, Shiva's a given, but would it be Michonne? Because we already seen Nick do the guts. Michonne did guts. We already seen, what else is comic booky? You can't use the kingdom because that, in my opinion, that's not comic booky. I would dress up in shit just like that. You can't bite through that, having the armor, the knee pads, especially for going on runs. I know people say like this is comic booky, that's comic booky, but the reason you say that is because we live real lives right now. I don't get dressed up in this crazy looking gear, but if this was the apocalypse, man, First off, I dress like a badass just because the world's gone. I don't give a shit about people looking at me being like, oh, he's a weirdo. I'm putting armor on, different types of armor. I don't care if it matches. But if you mean like Shiva and that type of comic booky, yeah, that's shit's comic booky as hell. I hated that they did that with Negan. They have him ordering his men to kill boys 12 and up and shit like that. Yeah, that's another one. That's like darker than the comic book Negan. He didn't do that shit, you know. And he killed that 16-year-old kid at the hilltop. So yeah, TV show Negan is really comic booky. Alicia kicking ass. Troy back on a ranch. Walker and Madison make it back. Predictable, just in time. Yep, pretty much. Do you think Morgan will train someone like Eastman train him, possibly a savior? No, I think we already got that. This is wartime. We already had Morgan training Benjamin and Morgan training the little kid. He might continue to train that kid, sure. That's a continuation of his story. But I don't think we need him training other people. Why haven't there been any Muslims on the show yet? Oh, there are. Well, I can't really say that, I guess. There was one article that said there might be, but I don't think that's confirmed yet. I think they're doing new casting, and the casting might have said Muslim. I'm not sure yet. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been in the casting. As far as not yet, we just don't need them yet. Based off the comic book characters, there's none in there, right? Later on, we're getting more characters. There's probably a better chance to insert, there's probably a better chance to insert more characters depending on what you want to do. New beginning-ish, I say. I don't know if you're trying to troll, though, which is randomly Muslim. Why can't it be Italian or Egyptian or something else? Wilhelm scream. That's what it is. Hey, Ronnie, do you think All Out War will encompass all of Season 8? Yes, I do. Maybe not all of Season 8. We will get some of Season 8. Making him a pussy by getting punched by a wounded Daryl. Having him... Yes, that... I even rewatching it, I despise that. Daryl was shot and wounded. He should have missed. He should have got up to punch Negan, and Negan just lays him out, you know? And again, like, remember what I said where he gets up to punch Negan, and Negan not hits him with the bat, but, puts the bat on his shoulder with like a light hit, but the main idea is he tears down on it. So he guides Daryl to the ground at the same time tearing his flesh up with the barbed wire. Man, because listen, Daryl still gets props for standing up for Rosita, but he's wounded. It's realistic. He's losing blood. He doesn't even have pressure on that fucking thing. He's losing blood, bleeding all over the place, sweating. He looks ill, and then he doesn't get the punch off. And now it's even better because he blames himself. Fans aren't as mad because he didn't get the punch off all the way. I feel like this was a moment where, and you guys know I love Norman Reedus. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I feel like this is a moment where two buddies overrode the realism of the show. This is two buddies on set. Probably. I don't know. The writers could have done it. Two buddies on set who it's like, oh, I'm going to get up and punch my buddy in the face. I think it ruined the realism in the moment, and it was a bad idea. It should have been a missed punch. He never should have landed just because of the realism and the consistency with his wounds. As far as maybe the writers did it because it's like it's a Daryl character, you know. Anyway, I agree with that. Having him have his men beat up Daryl and Dwight in the comics. If Negan wanted someone to have the fuck beat out of them, he did it himself. Yeah, you know what? That would have been better if his dudes kicked in the door and then Negan just walked in and just laid him out. I would have gave him mad props for that. Imagine Negan walking in and just, but then again, Dwight wouldn't have fought back, but it would still be pretty badass. End the stream so I can go to bed. Now we're staying on longer. No, I gotta end. I tell you what, let's burn through a couple questions. I always leave it run longer because I have a lot of fun with you guys. I really enjoy doing the streams, and that's why I'm gonna, if we do quit fear on this channel, you guys let me know if you think we should or not. I'll substitute it for something else as far as the content. So how much longer will this live stream be going? Last 20 minutes or whatever to get the real answers, huh? Wait, what? Where are you saying to get the real answers? Wait, yes. Can add 20 minutes, whatever to get the real answer. Oh, yeah. We don't really. Ronnie, no character could take over the show or the comic if Rick dies. The other characters are good, but not on the same level. The comic, I disagree with. I think with the comic, it's not as... No, I think with the comic, you can. Longer lasting story. The Carl is more respected as a comic book character than on TV. And there's more opportunity to spread the story out. And I think that's the direction Kirkman's going as far as spreading the story out. But once it gets to that point, you know, it might be a good thing. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, let's move on. I see what you mean, though. Because it would hurt. Not having Rick, that might hurt, you know? Just got done watching it for the second time. I don't understand. Did everyone on the ranch die? Yes. Did I get timed out? No. We're about to end this, though, because it's getting a little silly with some of these comments. Do you think All Out War ending will translate well on TV? No, they need to do something. Having it end like it did in the comic would be very underwhelming, so they need to change it. It could end that way still, but it needs to have a different ending. That's why I think they're going to have a sneak peek of the new beginning, you know? Of course, I hate to say it, but The Walking Dead did use some kind of cliche horror scream soundbite when we met Tyrese and Sasha for the first time in season 3. It had to be the Marzello's decision. Marzello. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I messed that up. I don't remember that, but if they did, then yeah. I hate that. I so hate that. I know it became a thing where everyone does it, but anymore, now that I'm hearing it more and more, I'm starting to respect shows less and less that put that in there. I think it's becoming so noticeable. I think they should stop. Rest in peace. Negan, Ronnie, do you like that 70s show? Chris, I ignored that question on purpose. I don't care about 70s show. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's like so out of left field. I just ignored you. No, I don't care about 70s show. It was funny, sure, but I'll take it or leave it. I don't ever purposely go and look for those videos, but if it's on TV and I have nothing else to watch, I'll probably get a kick out of 20 minutes. All right, yeah, we're out of here. I only got 5 more questions we'll burn through. Hey, Ronnie, did you ever get Skybound Shiva Force Mega Box? If so, what did you think? No, I did not get that. The channel has taken such a beating. I'm probably done with reviews unless companies send something in. However, McFarlane Toys sent something in, but I assume they just stopped because I don't pull any punches. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And I gave them the 2 figures they sent in. I loved them. I think the Aaron, the Rick, season 10, series 10, fantastic. Sasha, outstanding. So detailed and well painted for a tiny figure. But I did have a lot of problems with their color tops. And I think I'm hoping it's just because they're not doing any promotion like that. But if they saw that I had problems and they don't want to send anything else, I think that's really disappointing because everything I said that's wrong with the color tops, you saw it change. I said the box was a fail, and they changed the box. I said the color tops program was a fail, and they're changing the name. It's no longer color tops. It's just... I don't know. That stuff frustrates me, though, because I know companies and do that, Unless you suck their dick or kiss their ass, they're just like, fuck you. And we don't suck dick here. Well, can't speak for all of you. I see a lot of people saying keep fear. We'll see how it goes. Do you feel mad at Negan said that he was going to say fuck a lot in scenarios, but the Blu-ray didn't have it? He lied. No, he didn't lie. He didn't lie. AMC lied. They filmed it. They definitely filmed it. Everyone confirmed it. Journalists confirmed it. They are still filming it, but AMC never released it. So yes, I'm mad. I'm not mad at Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm disappointed at AMC personally because they're the ones who should have put it in for distribution. Let's just review Fear the Walking Dead this season since it isn't many episodes left. Yeah, I'm going to finish this season, definitely. Keep Fear. I need your sword. Fear through Fear the Walking Dead. Keep Fear, Ronnie. Do you think Negan is going to be changed man? No, I don't think he should. Not in that way. Not in that way. Also didn't lie how Negan was calm when he... I also didn't lie how Negan was calm when he confronted David trying to rape Sasha. That was one scene where we needed to see angry Negan. There was something off about that scene, and I just couldn't pinpoint it. It felt a little flat, and I just could not pinpoint what it was. I don't remember being upset that he wasn't that angry, though, but there was something off. Ronnie, do you think... No, where is that? Madison is freaking annoying the heck out of me. She wasn't even in this episode, really. But I see what you mean. Yeah, thanks for the live stream, Joe. Cool. Have a good night. Thank you, the mods that spin. Really appreciate the help modding. Here, yeah. All right, I'm out of here. We're going to shut this down. I burned through the last of the questions, and it looks like we were pretty caught up. Plus, it's 2 hours, man. People normally complain. They're like, okay, after an hour, it's like, what are you doing? I should shut it down and start a new one. So we're going to end this, but before we go, let's take a peek in this, because I'm too curious. I'm too curious. Let's see. It's from T No Evil. You got a pin. That is the Shredder Jutsu pin. We showed that off before. T No Evil. And then you have... Oh, get out. Look at that. Pennywise. How awesome is that? King Circus presents Pennywise. And then it says, the mysterious arachnid clown. We all float down here. Oh, I like that. I like that. Now I'm wondering... Let's see what this is. This one got ripped on the bottom. I think my daughter was messing around here. Okay. She must have been after the pin. It's a Shredder pin, just like the other one. Got T No Evil sticker. And we got a Lucille. This might be a Walking Dead one. Oh, wow. Check this out. T No Evil. It is a samurai Michonne. How freaking cool is that? Oh, man. This came out of nowhere, too. These are 2 different companies. T No Evil and the Walking fans out of nowhere sent some awesome gear. How cool is that? Jeez. They just sent more merch than I make ad revenue. With like 6 t-shirts. Massive thank you to both T No Evil and the Walking fans. I'm going to put those in a map mail video just to show them off because those things are damn cool. I am out of here though, definitely. Let me see. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Ronnie, I feel like instead of Negan should have beat Davey right away. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it for... I timed you out at the last minute, but we're out of here. Thanks a lot for the support for the map mods and everyone with the super chats. Alan, and Wisdom Fall. Thank you very much for that support. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. I have a video about The Walking Dead, a little snippet. And also a snippet for Doomsday Kingdom because we're restocking. So have a good night. Thanks again for coming out. And if you're watching this and it's after live, leave your thoughts and opinions about what you loved about Fear the Walking Dead. I really want to do a follow-up video about that. All right, I'm done talking. It's your